that all things work together for good to those who love God. Not to those who love money or to those who love themselves, but to those who love God. Because loving God, who you cannot see, an invisible God, it requires sacrifice. And not everything that is real is seen. And sometimes the things you see are not always real. But it's also to those who are the called according to His purpose, not according to your agenda or your ambition, according to His purpose. We can discuss it, confess it, affirm it, but our lives must be aligned. So the question is, how intentional are you? Because He's intentional. The good, the bad, the ugly, they can all work together for good, not for evil. It says you meant it for evil, but God turned it to good. I like that. So be intentional about mentorship. Be intentional about excellence. Be intentional about giving of your best. Nobody stumbles into excellence. Even if you stumble into it, you need to be intentional to remain in it. Thank you, God. So be intentional about doing good. Be intentional about adding value. Be intentional about being the best in your field. Be intentional about giving of your very best every moment. Don't wing it. Don't say, well, this is just a normal thing. Or this one, I'll just go into the interview unprepared. That may be the day the president will be listening. Be intentional about excellence. Be intentional. Be committed. So I make today my masterpiece. Make every day your masterpiece. This may be the last chance I get, or this may be the chance that somebody who can promote me may be listening. So be intentional about continued excellence. Business Sense brought to you by ADB. We're intentional about supporting your business by giving you better rates, lowering the interest, elongating the tenures. We are the People's Bank. We are truly a Greek and more. Call us on 0302-210-210. Coming up next is a newspaper review segment. Is sponsored by Total. Now we are called Total Energies. Have you heard about the incredible benefits of the Excellium from Total Energies? It's a premium fuel with amazing 3-in-1 power. An additive-enriched fuel with a 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. It also reduces CO2 emissions. Experience the difference with Total Energies Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality. Speaking of which, good morning to the manager at the Adenta Total Excellium. Oh, yes. Met him on Saturday. Great guy. Nice. Great guy on Saturday. Nice, I think Saturday afternoon. They were listening to Man U versus Man City, but they were working.
They were intentional.
They were intentional about excellence. When they finished, they gave me, that thing, the paper, I don't know what's called.
The tissue
box. Yes.
Nice.
Tissue box with Happy Father's Day.
So,
white handkerchief.
Charlie.
They were busily listening to the match.
Nice one.
And I suspect they were against Man U because when Man City scored, they were shouting.
They were very happy.
This is Adenta. Before the police station, the Total, the last Total on the
filling.
They call it filling.
It's on the right like
that. So there's Goil, there's Total, and then there's Shell. So this is the Total. Yeah, they were working on the car.
So.
Correct people.
So.
The guy in the office, correct guy.
Yeah,
he gave me a box, tissue box. Yeah, nice in my car. We're also sponsored on this side of the show by Fidelity Bank.
Yes, sir.
Don't just dream it, own it.
Yes.
Whether it's a car, whether it's a house, whether it's a phone, whether it's a fridge, whether it's a TV.
Yes.
We have a various products. The Fidelity Auto Loans for your car. Fidelity Consumer Asset Finance for the gadgets. And of course, the Fidelity Business Loan for expanding your business. Call 0800 003355. Visit any of our branches nationwide today. Turn your dream into reality with a Fidelity Bank loan. Yesterday, I heard something that I just want to say. I went to a place, you've gone there before, it's called DTI.
Yes, sir.
Design Technology Institute. And they do three things. They teach entrepreneurship, which is normal. They teach something they call design innovation, which I haven't heard of before. And then they teach something called precision welding
and fabrication.
Charlie Nathan. Not normal welding, or precision. I want to encourage them to also do precision carpentry, precision fitting, precision tailoring. In fact, all the polytechnics must change the name of their courses and add precision to it. Because you can have normal tailor. When they finish doing the tailoring, they say take back. They can do carpentry. Then you have to put tissue at the corner. Otherwise, mosquitoes will enter. They can do plumbing. When you flash in one room, it will appear in the other room. But we need precision plumbing. Precision, everything must be precision.
Precise.
It's not just welding. Because you see, the precision aspect, that is what is missing. So I want to say good morning to the people at DTI. You are correct people. Send your children to learn precision things. So they can improve the output. Precision plumbing. I love it. You also there? Doing extracurricular galamsey without permission.
I was a mate.
You see, when you go somewhere and you don't, this one is a very funny word. I went somewhere, I didn't tell my boss. Somebody took a picture and sent it to my boss. Then when I was there, this man took him and didn't tell me. So we all
that was new mates.
So we caught ourselves.
In a Galamsey concession.
Good morning to Constance Swanika.
Amazing woman.
And Auntie Coco.
Yeah, man.
Auntie Coco, good morning to all of you. Let's start with the headlines. Nathan, give me the graphic.
Well, the daily graphic says public land secure. Minister assures nation. And there's a picture of Samuel Jinapo here, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. I'll build prosperous nation. Alan Trematin is speaking. Toby appeared at the 14th. Present circumstance must influence your vote. He's saying that on page 13 of the daily graphic. And inflation eases to 20.9% in July. Food inflation also declines sharply.
Chronicle this morning, state land capture tag is politically motivated. Jinapo here, campaign on prudence, not populism. IFS urges government, NPP to launch manifesto of lies. This is John Mahama.
The Daily Guide says Ghana will be better under my husband. That's coming from Samira Baumia. Release provisional voter register, NDC to EC. And WHO declares monkeypox global health emergency. And you've transformed policing in Africa. That's coming from Major General David Taluvu, and he's telling Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare.
The new finder this morning, inflation rate slows for fourth consecutive month to 20.9 in July. Rethinking tertiary education services, making private universities in Ghana accessible and affordable. This is an article by Nana Apia Yaobuedi and Mr. Benjamin Zogbato. And Zogbato. Wages, jobs to increase as industry sector expands by 6.8%, Deloitte.
The Anchor newspaper says 10,400-seater TNA Stadium opens tomorrow. Residence Hill MP for significant role hold vigil tonight. Businessman cites Deputy IGP, 8 others for contempt, asks courts to jail them. And Catholic priest apologizes after leading I said that hit song at church. I saw the video.
Good times this morning. Alleged land grabbing by political class. We will publish list of public lands. Lands Ministry promises insists public lands are safe, intact, and secure. Kolebu Renal Unit to resume outpatient services next week. Tidal waves wreak havoc at Shama. Over about 1,000 households affected. Sea on verge of wiping out Anglo Beach community. Residents call for urgent attention. And on the back page, asphalt overlay on Obechebi Lamte interchange progresses steadily. And Ghana Nordics call for reforms in UNSC.
The Custodian newspaper says Mahama cries in Volta over drop in votes. And then you have Mr. Samuel Jinapo's program or event here. Public lands are safe. And of course, inflation dropping to 20.9%.
The Daybreak newspaper, businessman wants COP Yono, 8 others jailed. YEA to release 10,200 artisans to the job market. And Mahama's... Okay. All right. That's fine.
All right, let's come to the BNFT.
BNFT, yes. Inflation eases to 20.9% in July 2024. Quantum rejects foreign ownership claims, underlines investment in domestic LPG infrastructure. Investor demand weakens for Treasury auction, and Northern Middle Belt Agric Zone in crisis as drought armyworm ravage farms. This concerning story we
yesterday the Ghanaian Times led with a story about low rains and possible drought. Now the BNF is talking about this. There's an interesting story in Nigeria which I want to start with online. Their federal government has approved implementation of zero duty and VAT exemption on selected food items. So it seems as if because food prices are escalating, the Nigerian government is now saying that some particular food imports will have zero duty. So more food imports. I don't know what that means for their local agri production, but it's a very interesting development there. Now, if you come to Ghana, there's a lot of answers to questions you asked in the newspaper. So, for example, NDC says release voter register. If you come to citinewsroom.com, be patient, we'll provide credible voter register. EC tells NDC. That's election 2024. Another one, the lands minister has been talking about publishing lands.
State lands.
Good. A black one says, publish them.
Yes.
Now. So that's his response to that particular one. But here's another one that's concerning. Ghana's food insecurity rises by 5.7% amid economic challenges. I'll deal with food this morning. Also, Konongo residents demand action against illegal mining, which is affecting water bodies. Couple stories. Tobinko says, Mahama Asiedun Ketia couldn't stop powerful opponent from burning my products. He has been speaking to us on the point of view. And then a few more headlines here. My business partner and I were locked up in BNI cells. This is Tobinko still speaking on the matter. And then I have reconsidered my doubts about a Japadia document. This is Tobe Apede, the 14th. My joy online, here are the headlines. NDC won't sign peace declaration ahead of election, says Asiedun Ketia. Meanwhile, appointment of SC nominee Prof. Apon doesn't violate the law. Deputy AG saying this. Kejetia in darkness for 3 days.
What?
Over 7 million CD ECG debt.
Oh yeah, until they've been blacklisted.
I tell you. Wow. And then a few other stories. Interior Minister tried to bribe NDC MPs with police recruitment slots. Asiedun Ketia is claiming as well. If you go to Channel 1 News, Kufuado and Baumia must apologize to Ghanaians, not Amin. This is Mahama. He says he wants a higher level apology. No be small. 574 villages have benefited from one village, one dam policy, according to Ghana Irrigation Development Authority. And then police launch investigation into viral video showing assault of female student. All right, so this is what I want us to do. Let's deal with the land story first.
Okay, cool.
Then we'll come to the food insecurity issues. Okay. And then we'll do some politics.
Okay, the front page of the Daily Graphic has that. Emmanuel Ebo-Hoxin. He says the government has been acquiring new lands to supplement public lands for the development needs of the country. That's according to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Jinapo, who disclosed this yesterday. Now, he said the government had also put in place measures to protect existing public lands. And he was addressing the public on the state of public lands. And he mentioned that the acquisitions would include a 13,230 acre land at Afienya and Dowenya for an industrial enclave and urban development, 509 acres of land between Afienya and New Accra for railway development, and 203 acres of land in Tamale for the University of Development Studies. And all of these acquisitions were done in 2018. He, however, refuted allegations of wanton dissipation of public lands, or what had been described by some as state capture.
There's another interesting one here where he has confirmed an agreement to release 262 acres of the Achimota forest to its allodial owners, the Owu family. The decision follows the controversy triggered by President Akufo-Addo's issuance of an EI 144, which initially aimed to reclassify 362 acres of the forest to return to the Owu family. After negotiations, the acreage is to be reduced to 262 to address concerns about the ecological integrity. But look at it, 262 out of 362, so only 100 acres saved. At the press briefing yesterday, Mr. Jinapo explained that the decision to return the land to the Owu family was made by the President Mahama government in 2013, with cabinet approval granted on September 5, 2013. All right, so he goes back to that history. But the man who's been campaigning around this and other issues is the MP for Norton. He is now urging the minister to promptly publish a list of all public lands. Now, his call comes in response to a press conference by the minister. In an interview on Citi News, the MP insists the government is illegally leasing state lands to its cronies. This is a big joke. We have to go back to the basics. The last minister told us in Parliament that the president had requested a compilation. He hasn't been able to provide a compilation. I mean, why are we such a joke as a country?
Well, there's a response to that. We will publish a list of public lands. Lands Minister promises insist public lands are safe, intact and secure. Story by Cliff Ekufo in the Ghanaian Times. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources says it will soon publish a list of public lands which have been leased out to individuals and private entities by the state since the coming into force of the 1992 Constitution. The decision to go public with a list, apart from updating the public on the state of public lands, is also to put to rest the perennial accusation and counter-accusation of land grabbing by the political class. Talking about lands, tidal waves are ravaging the beaches and homes in Shama.
Yes.
Yeah, about 1,000 houses representing 90% of buildings at Anglo Beach, a fishing community in the Shama district of the Western region, have been hit by strong tidal waves. Presently, residents are traumatized that the rampaging tidal waves, which for decades have wreaked havoc on the area, was swiftly eroding their homes and livelihoods while the community runs into the ocean bed. That's
Give me the NDC story on the voter register. I think there's a story from Omane Boama.
Yes, page 6 of
Asking
the
for
Daily
that.
Guide has that. And the story says the opposition NDC has expressed concern over the EC's delay in releasing the provisional voter register to political parties. With only 6 days left before the exhibition of the register, political parties are yet to receive the document, according to the NDC's Director of Elections, Dr. Omane Boama. He took to Facebook to express the party's frustration, stating that the EC's lack of promptness was due to both incompetence and a deliberate attempt to dump a substandard register on political parties. And he said, quote, "We strongly believe that this lack of promptness exhibited by the EC is due to both incompetence and a deliberate attempt to dump a substandard provisional voter register on political parties in a short period to make it difficult for interested parties to critically peruse the register before the exhibition starts next week."
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission on Citi Newsroom has promised to conduct a thorough voter exhibition exercise and provide political parties with a credible register. Now, this follows the NDC's demand for the EC to immediately release the provisional voter register. Director of Elections for the EC, for the NDC, Omane Boama, in the post you just read, made the complaint. Now, speaking on Eyewitness News, Dr. Sribok Quick, who's now Director of Training at the EC, refuted the claims and asked the NDC and other stakeholders to bear with them and help them go through the exhibition process to rectify the challenges. He said the political parties should expect the Commission to provide a quality final register at the end of the exercise by close of the week, I think he said. He says they should all expect that when everything is done, we will give them the final register. So we'll do good work and give them the final register, which will be a quality register. In the news, I heard Nana Tufo say it will be given on Friday, but on the story here, I don't see the day Friday mentioned. So I don't know whether the team missed that or whether he said it in a different interview.
But Bernard, if I take you to BNFT this morning, two stories of interest. First one is Northern Middle Belt Agric Zone in crisis as drought army worms ravage farms. Story by Wisdom Johnny Nuekpe. Hectares of maize and other cereal cultivations in the northern sector of the country are currently being destroyed by drought, leaving farmers scrambling for solutions to save their livelihoods. BNFT sources indicate that arid conditions in the northern belt are currently worse in the maize fields of the Sisela district of the Upper West and many parts of the northern region, where hundreds of hectares of farmlands have been decimated and destroyed by the ongoing heat wave. So Bernard, in one of the stories you reviewed, we are told a number of villages and districts that benefited from the One Village, One Dam
I'll come to that. You know, this story
drought.
you are reading about the drought. Yesterday on CNN, there was an extensive story on this. Now, there's a report here that also seems to corroborate this point, that Ghana's food insecurity has risen by almost 5.8% amid economic challenges. Now, the 2024 July Food Security Monitor report reveals a troubling escalation in food insecurity across Ghana, with the rate of inefficient food consumption surging by 5.7%. This increase is largely driven by the ongoing cost of living crisis, fueled by persistently high inflation and a weakening currency and soaring fuel prices. These factors have notably inflated the cost of essential commodities, particularly staples such as maize and rice. The trend mirrors earlier projections from the World Food Programme in their February 2024 report. Now, according to the February report, which was released in March, an estimated 1.05 million Ghanaians were expected to experience food insecurity between June and August this year. Contributory factors include climate change, low agri prices, I think they meant low agri production, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to education, compounded by the country's vulnerability to global market shift, especially in the case of imported rice. The report also highlighted that while the rate of IFC remained stable in most countries between June and July, Ghana, Nigeria, and Uganda saw increases of 5.7, 3.9, and 7.5 respectively. Zimbabwe reported a 5.4% decrease, so they are doing something right. So on a year-on-year basis, the majority of countries have witnessed an increase in food insecurity, with exceptions being Mozambique, Rwanda, South Sudan, Uganda, Zambia, where current levels are lower than recorded a year ago.
Now, Bernard, we are told that in the last decade, the World Bank has committed more than $200 million in loans and grants to meet Ghana's climate-smart agriculture needs. A significant portion of these funds were intended to revitalize abandoned irrigation schemes across the country, but some stakeholders believe the money has been squandered. Indeed, an alarming $11.9 million was spent on mobilization to kickstart construction of the $99 million Poalugu multipurpose dam, only for the project to fail. The World Bank estimates between 360,000 and 1.9 million hectares of the country's agricultural lands could be irrigated, yet less than 3% of cultivated land in Ghana benefits from irrigation.
Meanwhile, there's another story around the number of villages that benefited from the One Village, One Dam. That story, I think, was in one of the newspapers, and we can probably go into when we discuss the agri program later on. All right, let's come back to Nathan for a few other stories.
Well, if you go to the Anchor newspaper, the people of Takwa will tomorrow get to witness a new stadium that's been built. It's a 10,000-seater stadium, and is in Takwa. That's Mediama's new home for the coming season. Now, the historic opening of the edifice, which was funded by the Gold Coast Ghana Foundation, at the cost of about $16.2 million, is expected to be attended by hundreds of football fans and football people. The GFA and things will be there. The multi-purpose stadium is described as the brainchild of the MP, George Mriku Duka. So there are pictures there for the football fans and for the people of Takwa.
Well, Konongo residents are demanding action against illegal mining affecting water bodies, and you should see the footages. Terrible. A crisis is unfolding in Konongo, in Ashanti, where active mining operations have taken over the town, threatening to destroy a major water source and sparking outrage among residents. The mining activities located on the main Kumasi-Accra highway are polluting the Ore River, which supplies water to communities in Konongo and surrounding areas. Now, excavators and mining equipment are actively being used mere meters away from homes, churches, and businesses. Head pastor of New Life Church of Light expressed anger and concern over the development, highlighting the devastating impact on the community. Environmental Protection Agency and Minerals Commission officials claim they were only informed about a dredging exercise by Asante Akim Central Assembly but were unaware of the mining activities. Residents are frustrated, citing the continuous destruction of water bodies and farmlands due to illegal mining. Now, the story says a portion of the highway near the mining site is caving in and has yet to be repaired despite years of appeals. The situation has raised serious concern about government's ability to regulate mining activities and protect the environment. Residents who spoke to Citi News demand immediate action to halt the mining. You should see some of the photos Hafiz has put in that story. Really, really terrible situation.
Terrible thing. But Kolebu Renal Unit to resume outpatient services next week. Story by Abigail Ano in Ghanaian Times. End-stage kidney patients who require dialysis for their survival can heave a sigh of relief as the Kolebu Teaching Hospital is expected to resume outpatient services next week. Already, inpatients have started receiving dialysis from Monday after the renal unit was shut down. Had shut down operations 2 weeks ago due to shortage of consumables. The closure allegedly led to the death of 3 persons as other patients were either left to their fate or struggle to keep up with the charges from private facilities which offer the services between 600 to 1,000 Ghana cedis per session as compared to 491 at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. But Bernard, we are told that wages and jobs are to increase. Yeah, story by Elvis Dako in the Finder newspaper. Deloitte, a global professional services firm, forecast a boost in jobs, wages and community infrastructure following a significant 6.8% expansion in Ghana's industry sector during the first quarter of 2024. We are told the mining and quarrying sector will drive job creation. Government's confidence in investor impact is one that is identified here. There's increased capital and expenditure on social infrastructure and a whole lot. The story is on page 2 of the Finder. Grab that for details.
Yes, if you go to the anchor, businessman cites deputy IGP others for contempt, asks courts to jail them. A Ghanaian businessman, Theophilus Teko, is asking the High Court in Accra, Land Division 4, to commit the recently appointed deputy IGP in charge of operations, Christian Tete Yohuno, and 2 other senior police officers to prison for contempt of court. The 2 others are Assistant Superintendent of Police Alasan Malaika Jibril and Superintendent Bawa Alasan. Mr. Tego, in his motion for committal against the 3 senior officers, alleged that the deputy IGP, together with his juniors, were aiding Sam Nangas to take possession of his parcel of land situated at Adringano, a suburb of Accra.
Now, Dr. Samuel Amutobin, Group Chairman of Tobinco Pharmaceuticals, has revealed the reasons behind his decision to delay legal action against the former CEO of the FDA, Dr. Sivino Puni, following the seizure of his products in 2013. He recounted how Dr. Puni and his team systematically moved from one of his warehouses to another, using trailers to confiscate his products for destruction. And he basically said the president at the time and the chairman of the NDC at the time, or the general secretary, could not intervene to help him. He also said he and his business partner were locked up in BNI cells in 2013, recounting his ordeal with the FDA some 11 years ago. What I wanted to point out, though, was a Nigeria story that I thought was interesting for Ghana.
Yeah.
The Nigerian central government, or they call it the federal government, has approved the regulation for the implementation of what they call a 0% duty rate and zero VAT or VAT exemptions on selected basic food items. All right. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, confirmed the development to this day. And basically, they are saying that they want to mitigate the high cost of food items in the Nigerian market by making essential commodities more affordable for citizens.
Right.
They stress that the initiative was part of government's broader efforts to address food security challenges and ensure that basic foodstuffs were accessible to all Nigerians. He emphasized that while the temporary measure was intended to address current hardships, it did not undermine the long-term strategies put in place to safeguard local farmers and protect manufacturers. This is a very, very controversial issue.
Yeah.
So basically, a lot of the food, so they are talking about foods like wheat. So basic food items eligible for 0% duty include husked brown rice, grain, sorghum, millet, maize, wheat, and beans.
Right.
And then basically, that means that for a certain period, these foods can come into Nigeria without
Zero
any duty.
import.
Yeah.
Duty, yeah.
Zero duty. I don't know what this means for local farmers in that country.
Wow.
And I don't know whether anybody would dare to say that in relation to our own food prices.
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting development.
Delicate balance needed here.
I tell you.
But there's an interesting editorial, The Chronicle. Technical and vocational training is not for school dropouts.
Thank you.
Grab this story. It's on page 4 of the Chronicle newspaper. Advocating for, yes, it's an editorial, advocating for technical and vocational training to be mainstream. It's such an important conversation to be having at this critical moment in our education.
WHO is calling Mpox outbreak in Africa a global health emergency.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
this is really troubling. The World Health Organization has declared a fast-spreading Mpox outbreak in Africa a global health emergency as the agency seeks to contain the spread of the potentially deadly virus. I'm reading from Bloomberg. The spread of the new strain in the DRC is detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is worrying, says WHO DG Tedros Ghebreyesus. He called Mpox a public health emergency of international concern in May 2022 when cases of a milder strain erupted globally. When the WHO lowered its alert level a year later, cases in Africa continue to increase. Charlie, we have to be careful here.
Yeah.
And we're told that in DRC, it has infected about 15,000 people.
Whoa.
Actually in 6 African countries,
Okay.
killing more than 500 in DRC alone.
Wow.
Right?
DRC.
This is troubling. So we need to keep our
Yeah,
attention.
Bernard, just to alert the public, we are told that Momo fraud remains high despite efforts to curb it. Ni Adotemengo is the general manager of Momo, and he says that if you have not requested anything or made a purchase, there is no reason to key in your PIN if you see any message on your phone. So Momo fraud alert, Momo fraud is still on the high, so you are encouraged to be on alert.
So basically, if you haven't initiated anything, don't give anybody your PIN.
Exactly.
If you haven't initiated it as if you are making a payment, all of the rest,
Don't
they are just
input
fraud.
your PIN as well.
Thank you.
Great.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. If I believe I did your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. Oh, if I know I did your side, fidelity.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
7 o'clock City Business News with MTN, Gold and Access Bank. Shikasi has the news. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Access Bank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Economic Watch is still concerned about high food inflation despite a drop in the country's inflationary levels for the fourth consecutive time. Also coming up, Institute for Fiscal Studies warns of further economic woes if Ghana continues to adopt domestic financing of the national budget. And later, stakeholders in the pharmaceutical space call on government to invest and support local persons in the importation of pharmaceutical products. Let's now settle for the details of our stories. Ghana's consumer inflation declined for the fourth consecutive month in July, reaching 20.9% year-on-year, according to the Ghana Statistical Service. The drop represents a 1.9 percentage point drop from June's 22.8%, and we have more in this report.
Food inflation for the period stood at 21.5%, while non-food inflation was slightly lower at 20.5%. Inflation on imported items came in at 15.6% compared to the 23.3% recorded for locally produced goods. This decrease marks a continued downward trend in inflation, which has been steadily declining since March 2024, when inflation stood at 25.8%. Over the past 4 months, inflation has consistently dropped, offering some relief from the price pressures that gripped the economy in 2023. On a month-to-month basis, inflation slowed between June and July 2024, reflecting the second consecutive month of slowing price growth. This follows a similar decline from 3.2% in May 2024. A year-on-year analysis reveals that food inflation has seen a considerable reduction, now standing at about 2.4 times lower than in August 2023. However, food prices remain slightly elevated compared to non-food items. The gap between locally produced and imported goods inflation is also noteworthy, with locally produced goods recording a relatively higher rate of 23.3% compared to the 15.6% for inflation on imported items. Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim shared insights with journalists.
Prices of goods and services have gone down. As we rightly indicated, between June 2023 and June 2024, prices of goods and services have gone up by 22.8%. It is also important to emphasize the fact that between May and June 2024, prices of goods and services have gone up by 2.9%. What we're putting out there is a comparison between the rate that was recorded in May 2024 relative to the rate that is being presented for June 2024, which is indicating a slowdown but not a drop in the prices of goods and services. And this is where we need to keep an eye on the base calculations for these relative months. It will be recalled that between May and June 2024, we saw a significant increase in CPI from 178 to 184.
The government statistician has, however, noted that the decline that is presently being recorded is a result of happenings last year and should not be translated as a general drop in prices of goods and services currently. For CNR Business, my name is Edna Agnes-Washi.
Now let's stay a bit longer on that issue because economist Professor Patrick Estumin is calling on the government to take action to ensure that the country's food inflation levels are reduced. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicate that food inflation went down to 21.5% from 24.0% in June 2024, with 4 out of the 15 subclass registering inflation above the overall food inflation of 21.5%. These included vegetables, tubers, plantain, banana, as well as fruit and nuts and vegetable juices. Speaking to Citi Business News, Professor Patrick Estumin said the government must work to further bring down food inflation.
The inflation rate for cereals and cereal products, which has a big weight, this inflation rate is high. Inflation rate for plantains, vegetables, fruit and tubers, these are important staples and their rates are still very high. So yes, we are heading in the right direction, but if vegetables, tubers, plantains are seeing inflation rate of 41.5%. That's still quite high. So there's still quite a lot of work. I think so it will be good that we pay attention to the centers where food, we do most of our food production, so that the roads connecting our major food baskets to the main market centers are given priority. It's important that we don't lose so much in post-harvest losses.
That was economist Professor Patrick Estumin speaking there. Away from that, the Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS, has predicted that a country's economic woes will deepen if it continues to adopt domestic financing of the national budget. According to the IFS, government inability to access the Eurobond market has resulted in a stiff competition with the private sector for loans to fund the budget, a development which is likely to lead to shortage of investable funds for the private sector. Speaking at a press briefing on a review of Ghana's present fiscal and macroeconomic performance, the acting executive director of the IFS, Dr. Said Bwachi, called for resilient measures to drive economic growth.
The heightened domestic financing of the national budget that is currently taking place due to the country's inability to access the Eurobond market owing to the debt crisis is a cause for concern. The reason is that by this, the government is more aggressively competing with the domestic private sector for loanable funds. This is likely to lead to shortage of investable funds for the private sector and thus sustain high interest rate, both of which have the effect of prolonging the current low economic growth and elevated unemployment rates. This calls for deliberate measures to tackle the negative fiscal fundamentals like low revenue generation, excessive fiscal rigidities, corruption, and politically induced spending decisions.
Dr. Said Bwachi is the acting executive director of the Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS. Moving on, Group C Chief Executive Officer of Tobinco Group of Companies, Samuel Amo-Tobin, has called on government to financially invest and support local persons in the importation of pharmaceutical products to expand operations into establishing companies for manufacturing purposes. Samuel Tobin emphasized that the growth of indigenous pharmaceutical companies is crucial for ensuring the long-term sustainability of the industry. He has been speaking with Bernard Avle on Channel 1 TV's current affairs program, The Point of View.
The government must support the young pharmaceutical companies, give them support financially, put factories, give them support to put industries like mine. You see, not all the guys may go through what I went through to be able to build my factory. You see, some of them are struggling. They are doing importation. Tomorrow, the dollar price goes high. The margins are small. The goods will come to port. They may not get money to clear. Damages will catch in with them and all that. So the young guys that are doing importation now, that must now, at least at this time, graduate to manufacturing, are not being supported. It is my plea, it is my really heart plea that the government must see to that area so that we can build these young guys and do that they can also put up factories like mine.
Samuel Amo-Tobin has also been advocating for a reduction in port duties and favorable business environment to help local businesses thrive.
We don't let our companies grow because when we see you coming up, then we tie you with a party. We tie you with that party. Then underground, they'll be pinning you. Either your goods will come to the port, they will not allow you to clear the goods, or either this one, or the bank will pin you, or the regulator. The regulator will pin. I'm not saying FDA, as in the people there now. There will be so many things that they will tie you with, so you will not grow. So the government should really, all the governments that will come should be flexible and encourage the business people. Put in money, encourage them, and let the duties and things to be minimized. You see, sometimes the duty and things that comes in so high, you cannot import. So the businesses do not grow.
Samuel Amo-Tobin is Group Chief Executive Officer of Tobinco Group of Companies. Now, on the forex market today, the dollar could be sold to you at 15 cedis, 85 pesos. The British pound is going for 20 cedis, 30 pesos, and the euro at 17 cedis, 10 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and Access Bank. My name is Nashika Siza. Many thanks for spending your time with me. Do have a great business day.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, Ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
You know it's another OPK classic.
Citi Breakfast Show. Today is Thursday. It's the middle of August. Kickoff is next with banana. Oh my God. Before that kickoff was brought, actually, Citi Business News was brought to us by Goyle. The new Ron 91 is in town. Yeah. Watch out for it. Insist on it. It's a premium fuel. Super Ron 91. It's called Goyle XP. Kickoff is next as well, brought to us by Lesheho and Zonda. But what can you remember from 15 years ago? Well, from the first time you send money to a loved one to pay your bills effortlessly or enjoying the peace of mind that comes with secure, safe, and reliable transactions, it's an amazing journey so far. Now get ready for some mouth-watering offers as we celebrate Momo at 15. Do you know Momo is 15 years old?
Oh, wow.
So 15 years old is 20 what? 2009.
2009.
When Mills became president.
Yeah.
That's when Momo started.
The man from a Kumfi.
2009, do you know where I was?
No, how are you?
I came back to Ghana at the end of 2009. After I went to do my MBA.
That's
so
nice.
I was in the UK.
That's nice.
2009, doing a master's degree. Yeah. So that's how long Momo has come. 15, and that's 15 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mills became president 15 years ago. Where were you?
I'd completed senior high school.
Are you sure you're not in the Kumfi Accra?
No, you got it right this time.
A Kumfi Accra.
Accra, that's it. That's the place. Yeah.
Is that where Mills is from?
No, Otom.
He's from Ekumfi Otom.
Yeah.
So there are many Ekumfi towns.
Yeah.
So Ekumfi Accra, Ekumfi Kumasi, Ekumfi Takrady, Ekumfi Tamale. Is that what it's called?
No, I know of Otom and Accra.
Those are, you sure? There should be more.
Yeah. I mean, there's little, spaces in there, but I'm here to find out there.
Ekumfi Accra.
Yeah.
Have you gone there recently?
No, I've not gone there recently. Now, I met a man when I mentioned on radio. Yeah. So he drove to the office at Tesano and said he's also from there. But he's been
Accra.
Yeah. He's been there just once.
So Momo is 15. We are happy.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ghana, for doing this with us. download the My Momo app on MTN and send me money. It's okay, it's nice. Just send me 15 CDs or something. Lesheho is insisting on fixed deposit. It's the best way for now. Don't settle on average returns. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution at Lesheho. Take care of your financial future. Call Lesheho, spelled Letshego. So you can say let she go, but it's pronounced Lesheho. Lesheho. 027-004-0733. Lesheho, let's improve life. And if you want to finish your building project this year, you need the right equipment. Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, pickups, TX trucks, and more. At Zonda, we don't only create opportunity, we empower people with top-notch after-sales support. Call us on 0501-772-222. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
1-4 for Valverde. He's got one, he's looking for his second. How about that? What an introduction for Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe struck on his Real Madrid debut to help his new side claim a record-set UEFA Super Cup with a 2-0 win over Atalanta last night in Warsaw. A fifth Super Cup win for Carlo Ancelotti, a set for Real Madrid. Incredible stuff from the Spanish side. More of that in a bit.
In getting calls wrong, it's not only in Ghana here. Even those with the so-called VAR and others, they do get calls wrong. You see, but here in Ghana, we are still in the developmental stage.
Now more from the Ghana Football Association's technical referees instructor speaking on the upcoming Ghana Premier League season with regards to refereeing. These and more stories from the transfer market with me, Bernard Abeku-Otri. Now we start off from Côte d'Ivoire, and Hazakes ladies suffered defeats in their second game at the ongoing Wafubi Women's Champions League qualifiers. The Ghanaian champions lost 3-0 to Nigeria's Edo Queens, leaving them on the verge of elimination. The defeat means Hazakes ladies now have just 1 point from their first two games in the competition after drawing against Omnisport Etincelle in their opener. Etincelle in their second game recorded a 6-1 victory over AS Garde Nationale to go 3 points clear of Hazakes ladies ahead of the final round of fixtures. I will stay with some women football, and the Black Princesses arrived safely in Bogota, Colombia, and they were treated to a rousing welcome at the airport. Now the Princesses will begin their campaign against Austria on September 2 in the FIFA Women's World Cup set to start on August 31. Here in Ghana, technical referees director at the Ghana Football Association, John Sakubi, has shared his views on refereeing in the Ghana Premier League as the new season approaches. Akubi, a former referee in the Ghana Premier League himself, believes that the standard of refereeing in Ghana is still evolving and has not yet reached its peak, which is why there are occasional poor decisions.
In getting calls wrong, it's not only in Ghana here. Even those with the so-called VAR and others, they do get calls wrong. You see, but here in Ghana, we are still in the developmental stage. Now, back to the Premiership. Currently, coming Friday, they will be going through the fitness tests at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, that is those from the northern sector. But before the fitness test, they will write the technical exams. So these two put together, the selection will be made. So we are looking at those who will be selected will have that quality to be able to drive the league without any incident or whatever. So that the grounds will be fair, free, and then firm for every club. And at the end of the day, refereeing and Ghana football will be the winner.
Well, away from the president of the Ghana Football Association, Edwin Simeon Kraku, is scheduled for a one-day working visit to the Western Regional Football Association later today. During his visit, he will meet with the new Western Regional Football Association's leadership at the Boyboyson Elite Hotel at 10 a.m. This visit will provide President Edwin Simeon Okrako with an opportunity to engage with the newly elected members of the Western Regional Football Association Executive Council and gain insight into the region's future plans. Additionally, Mr. Simon Huma, who is the chairman of the Western Regional Football Association, will brief the Ghana Football Association president on recent strategic initiatives in the regions. To Europe now, and Kylian Mbappe scored on his Real Madrid debut as they beat Atalanta to claim a record-set UEFA Super Cup in Warsaw. Real's triumph ensured their coach Carlo Ancelotti collected his 14th piece of silverware across his 2 spells in charge of the club. Well, it also took the Spanish giant clear of AC Milan and Barcelona, who had won the trophy on 5 occasions. Let's get some reactions. And first off is Real Madrid's Kylian Mbappe.
It's a magical night. Always dreaming about this type of nights, and now it's a reality. Play for this club, the best club in the world, is something crazy. I'm really happy to make my debut today. Of course, we won a trophy. It's really important to win a trophy here because everybody won here. So it's a big pleasure for me also to score a goal as a striker. To be there and to score for my team is always a pleasure, and I hope to stay like this and to improve to help the team more.
How easy is to play with Vinicius and Rodrigo? Because there were many speculations that how will you fit together, but tonight it seemed like you get along really well.
Yeah, it's easy to play with them because they are great players, and all the players in the team are great. That's why this is Real Madrid, and that's why this is the best club in the world, because we have the best player here, and it's a pleasure to play with Rodrigo, with Vinicius, also with Bellingham, and with all the guys there.
Let's now hear from Jude Bellingham after the game.
Jude, winning with this team must feel good. Your 4th title in just over a year. How does it feel?
Really good, really nice. To start the season like this with so many kind of big competitions and big games coming up, it's the perfect way to start. It gets everyone's confidence higher when the team's gelling together like that. Yeah, it just gives a good flavour for everyone going into the season.
Talking about the team, of course, big signing this summer, Kylian Mbappe, but you guys have already won without him. What does a player like him joining do to the dressing room?
I think it shows the intent and the mentality of the team when straight after you win the biggest prize there is, you want to go and add a player like him, It's the definition of Real Madrid, that kind of signing. So, he played today, it was unbelievable, it was amazing to play with, he's a joy, he's a great teammate so far, and we just want to enjoy getting to understand each other's rhythms and hopefully assisting and scoring more goals.
Let's get to hear from the man to win a 5th UEFA Super Cup, Real Madrid's Carlo Ancelotti, speaking through an interpreter.
Yeah, I'm really happy. For me, it's a great honor, privilege, training to coach this team. We're doing a good job. We did a good job today as well. It was a difficult game in the first half. Atalanta played really well. They were very strong in every duel. We had difficulties there, but then when the game opened up a little bit, the quality that we have up front was shown on the pitch. But still, it wasn't an easy game for us. I think Atalanta played a really good game.
On the left, then on the right.
Congratulations for the victory. I wanted to ask you about Kylian Mbappe's game. He arrived, and with the first clear chance he had, he scored. What does it mean for Real Madrid having a player like this? Well, he has an enormous quality. Obviously, he's worked really well. He combined with his teammates. He worked in defense as well, just like anybody else. I think the team did not play a great first half, but they worked well defensively, which is the most important thing.
Well, let's do some transfers now. And Manchester United's captain Bruno Fernandes has signed a new contract that will extend his stay at Old Trafford until June 2027 with an option for a further year. Now, former Arsenal goalkeeper Wojciech Szczęsny has left Juventus after mutually agreeing to terminate his contract. Szczęsny spent 7 seasons at Juventus and had a year left on his contract, but is now available as a free agent. Now, ex-Manchester United defender Daley Blind has announced his retirement from international football. The 34-year-old made 108 appearances for his country over 11 years, becoming the 5th most capped Dutch player. Brighton have completed the signing of winger Brian Gruda from Mainz for a fee of around £25 million. The 20-year-old signed a 4-year deal at Brighton. A bit of some tennis before we take leave of you. And 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka has been handed a wild card into the US Open following her return to tennis after a maternity break. The former world number 1 resumed competing on the WTA tour in January after the birth of her first child in July 2023. But the 2018-2020 champion in New York has failed to go beyond the quarterfinals at any tournament this season. That's the very latest from the world of sport. Thanks to Lesheho and Zonda. For more sports stories, log on to citisportsonline.com. And I am Bernard Abeko. Sports is life. Get involved.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number 1. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's go. No matter your situation, come to let's go. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey, let's go, hey, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office? Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks, located at Tema, off the Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Hey, well, yo, I did tire for Abu Chef. See, everything I do, Abu won't do some. Last year, I bought a cattle farm in Yanton. I see you go buy a farm next to mine. I marry Fauzia. No, he marries Fauzia's sister. I buy my motorbike. I see, no, he go buy motorbike too.
Hey, but you don't see, say, since you buy your bike, he has bought 4 motorbikes, which have all broken down. He don't maintain bikes at all.
His problem be say he dey put wrong lubricant for his bike inside. The correct motorbike oil where if you put inside be Shell Advanced Lubricant. Shell Advanced Lubricant be the only motorbike oil where they make them for motorbike to protect engine, clutch and brake. Where you no. Wait me, wallahi, I no go tell him. Shell.
Hey, well, but wait, where you dey go?
If you no go tell Abu, me I dey go tell him say make he use Shell Advanced Lubricant for him bike.
Hey, visit any Shell station or distributor today to get your Shell Advanced.
This milestone year be filled with endless joy, love, and countless blessings. You deserve the very best. We love you. Big time. From Grace, from Ethan, from Rema and Kayla. So this is to my man Horatio Isaac. This is from Grace, Ethan, Rema, and Kayla. And a couple more. Happy birthday to one of my favorite people, Honorable Obi Amwa. Honorable Obi Amwa. Yeah, Osebunsu Amwa, Minister of State, Local Government Ministry, MP for Kwapim South. This is coming from Kofi Chamanting, AK Kofi Go, and all the Liverpool supporters in Ghana. To you, Obi Amwa. You know, when they are Nathan, when they are fighting on the platform about no transfer activity, then you come and say, guys, just relax. It's okay. It's okay. Everything will be fine. Don't worry. So, happy birthday, Obi Amwa. Obi Amwa also shares a birthday with another of my favorite people, Dr. McCarthy. Dr. McCarthy. Dr. McCarthy is the CEO of Sinel Hospitals in Tema, and also the CEO of Vine Christian Schools. And this is coming from multiple sources, including Gifty Ofori Official. May God continue to grant you grace and strength to lead the Sinel Specialist Hospital and also the Vine Christian School. These are some of the silent heroes in the country doing some great work. People don't talk about them. So Dr. McCarthy, good morning to you. Yesterday I couldn't talk to you because I saw you, but I was doing Galamsey, so I couldn't. I don't mix business with pleasure. He was there. Okay. Happy birthday to Radia Wumpaga, her lead of the Financial Advisory Department of Deloitte, from your country managing partner, Daniel Kojo Owusu. Happy birthday from the Asante Professionals Club, APC, to APC Odishie Otuo Banfrimpong. Hey! Glorious. This week, every day, APC. And you know, APC, it sounds like this political party. They have to confuse, and someone looking sharp because it's your APC. It sounds like I got APC. You know, so Asante Professionals Club, they call it. So this is coming to Odishie Otuo Banfrimpong. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord and the golden spirit of Asante Man continue to bless and protect you as you celebrate another milestone. Mm-hmm. 'OT Radio 101.5 in Dambai. Good morning to all of you who are crossing the pontoon, listening to the Citi Breakfast Show. Bring us some yam next time you come to Accra. Very important. I hear there's some cassava in those areas that tastes better than yam. Oh yes. A few more birthdays. Happy birthday to Yvonne Osei, COO of Bedrock Insurance Company, and Bianca Noshi, CEO of IMS Brokers. May you continue to grow from grace to grace, quality health and wealth. May this birthday mark the beginning of profound success in your life. Enjoy your day from Ophabia. We love you guys so much. Alberta Ankra is also wishing Horatio Ayi a happy birthday. Says, you appeared in my life Unexpectedly, your impact has been so profound. Happy birthday from your stubborn daughter, Alberta Ankra.
Happy birthday to Mr. Daniel Amakohaja. May the Lord continue to be great in your life. This is coming from all your children. And David Joachim Kwanson of Dakuman. Kindly join me in prayer to thank God for adding another life to my age today. To God be the glory. David, happy birthday.
Lots of people are requesting happy birthday to Yvonne Charmaine Osei Ado, Vice President of the Chartered Institute of Insurance, I guess. Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana. This is from Jason Jima. To Yvonne Charmaine Osei Ado. All right, so, yesterday, somebody sent me a very long WhatsApp message that his brother had become the victim of constant harassment from people who lent him money using an unknown mobile app. Wow. So apparently there are lots of companies online or on your phone that will lend you money, and they will use communist inferior tactics to get their money back from you. Yeah. And the BOG has not licensed them, and they're not even supposed to operate in Ghana. I'm not from Ghana. Now, I'll read a message. We'll talk about other things, but just to read it to set the scene. Because this morning when I was doing my segment, I remember MTN is 15 years old. Momo. Yeah. Momo. Yeah. All right. So 1999. 2009. Yeah. Where were you in 2009?
2009, I had given birth to my second son.
So he's 15.
So he's 15 in September.
2009.
Yes.
So you were in Ghana?
I was in Ghana, yes.
Where were you in 2009?
Do I remember?
No, I was getting ready for BC.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh. I was
Calculate it. Where were you in 2009?
2009, I'd finished undergrad.
Oh, okay. 2009, I was in the UK.
Okay.
I went there in 2008 for my master's degree. I went in September, and I was there till the end of 2009.
I should have probably looked for you because I was in the UK, yes, in 2009.
Hey, I was not in London though.
Okay, well,
I was in Coventry and Birmingham doing MBA.
You were studying, I was giving
it's all part of life.
Choices, huh?
Anyway, so that's the point. So Momo in Ghana started in 2009. So they're 15 years old, okay? And it's done some good things. So we'll talk about the good. But I also feel like some of these lending apps online, and some of them are not even from Ghana. So this gentleman says that, he says, look, I'd like to bring to your attention a rapidly growing and concerning activity within our fintech sector. Several loan lending apps have been established and are being operated from outside Ghana, particularly from Nigeria, offering loans to desperate and unsuspecting Ghanaians through mobile money wallets.
Yeah.
These loans come with extremely high interest rates and very short repayment periods. When borrowers default, they are relentlessly harassed with phone calls, often from private MTN SIM cards registered with Ghanaian numbers. My younger brother became entangled with several of these apps, which is a different problem. Why he's with several of them, and I became aware of the situation when he asked me for money to help pay off the debts. Concerned, I decided to investigate further. I checked the Register of Companies and the Bank of Ghana's list of approved digital lending applications to verify whether these apps were licensed to operate. None of them that my brother used
registered
were on the approved list. This issue needs immediate attention from both the media and the regulatory authorities to put an end to these illegal online financial activities. When my brother nearly defaulted, he received extremely threatening messages from these lenders. Given the current economic hardships, I fear that many desperate and unsuspecting Ghanaians could fall victim to these predatory lending schemes. That word predatory is very important. I am confident that Citi FM's extensive media reach can help bring this issue to the attention of the responsible regulators and warn the public to avoid these unregulated online loan schemes. Below are some of the names I found online operating with the same predatory tactics. iTap Credit, Copo Loan, Wave Loan, Ins Cash, Unique Credit with a K, Unique Credit, Cash Arrow. Well, I didn't say Cash Arrow.
Why go to the arrow?
Cash Arrow. Cozy Credit. Look at another one. Mumu Money.
You hear Mumu and you hear Mumu
and you are
Wind Money Loan.
Wow. When?
No, say if you broke, you go think of the name of the year. So I want to deal with this issue. I want to deal with this issue honestly, but that's not why I brought you here. I brought you here for another anniversary. So Momo is 15.
Yes.
But something is also something. So this is Ghana is how many years old?
This is Ghana is 5 years old.
Already?
Wow. Yes.
I'm surprised.
Yes. We started in 20. No. We started 2019. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What has been the story so far?
Well, it's been great, because the This is Ghana platform is to showcase, goods and services and processes made in Ghana. The most important thing is for it to be a made in Ghana business, process, service, and all that. Now, the target is on micro, small to medium companies, spanning across different sectors.
Okay.
So it's also a platform built to promote these companies, locally to grow and also to scale up for export. Most of the times you realize that we do well locally, but how to break through?
That's the question.
How to go beyond borders now becomes the issue. Yeah. So this is what This is Ghana is all about. So we are also helping local companies to increase in their shelf space in our supermarket. It's very unfortunate, Bernard, that today, I mean, if you enter any supermarket, you know that we have foreign companies, especially with the FMCG goods, dominating our local supermarkets, and is worrying because.
So Frima, this is the 5th year of This is Ghana, all right, and we've done it for 5 years. But what is different about this year from the previous years?
So this year we are also adding the seminars to the exhibition.
Okay.
So the exhibition, people come through, they are motivated, they also want to go into business, they have no idea how to start. It's very admirable seeing big companies come in to exhibit what they do. But you ask yourself how you can also be part of this. And so we are organizing these seminars to ensure that those who are interested in going into business, SMEs, those who are already in business, who need to know how to manage, for instance, their finances, get the opportunity to learn about how they can do so, how you can resist economic shocks and all that. COVID came, banking cleanup came. I mean, sometimes it's through no fault of yours, but others survived. How come others could not survive? So this is what we are looking at. What are the opportunities, for instance, in oil and gas? Some of these sectors appear very huge, and you feel as an SME, as a small company, you have no business in areas like that. Now we talk about online marketing, digital marketing. How are companies taking advantage of all these? Social media is there. I mean, these are great tools, but how do we use that to grow our businesses? These are some of the topics that we'll be discussing and we'll be...
So you're saying that This is Ghana, which is typically an exhibition.
Yes.
And a fair.
And a fair.
This year, there's going to be a conference or like a seminar dimension to it.
Yes.
So for both days?
For both days.
I see. So whilst the exhibition is going on, people are also seminars.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
Now you said what are the specific themes for the seminars?
So the seminars, we have the opportunities, how to access opportunities in oil and gas industry as SME. We are also looking at digital. We are looking at digital marketing. We are looking at.
I know there's a discussion around finances, like
the money question. Managing your finances and accounts, and then packaging your product for the export market. Look, I always say that we have product. People want to take their product beyond the borders of Ghana. Okay, It is good that you go to Ghana markets in foreign countries and you find some of our products. But can you imagine how it would feel like you go to the Tesco's, you go to the Lidl's, and you have Ghana products, and you know that this is made in Ghana, and they are not in maybe Kejeta market or Kumasi market. You know, they are in the normal markets. That is when we say that we are really competing globally, and that is what we really need to do. To be able to do this is very important. How you are even packaging your product.
That's true.
You know, so we need to come in. You might be doing well locally, but how to position yourself to take advantage of the international market is also very key.
So there will be conversations about packaging, about marketing digitally, about money for your company, and then there will be sector-specific conversations around oil and gas, for example.
Yes.
So do people have to register for this conference?
People need to register.
So for the seminar dimension, you register. But for the exhibition, you can just come and watch.
So the exhibition, yes, you are coming in to watch, and it's you know it's important. Sometimes when you hear people talk about as for Ghana we don't produce anything, as for Ghana we are not doing anything, it's a flawed statement. It's probably because you stay at home and you don't visit exhibitions like these, so you don't even know what is on the market. From services to the products to processes and all. Look, now there are a lot of alternatives when it comes to real estate. There are a whole lot of thriving business in decor, in furniture, you know, health, hospitality. All these areas, people are doing so well. Ghanaians are making sure that we are solving Ghanaian problems by producing and offering these services. So it's important for us to move in there to know what Ghanaian companies are doing. Just so if you even want to hold governments responsible, if you want to raise any debate, you do so within the right context because the products are here. That is why it's important that as companies, you also come in, show the world what you are doing. And as a citizen, it is our collective responsibility to be there. It's not just an issue of I just want to go and see, Citi Channel 1, so they are just... No. We need now to be deliberate.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
So let's look at this way. So there are three people. The first group, you come as observers, come as participants. The second group, you come as exhibitors.
Yes.
There are companies who make things in Ghana.
Yeah.
You come and register to exhibit. Then there are those who take part in the seminars.
Yes.
Good. So how do people take part in the seminars? How do they register? Do they
So
call
the
some
seminar,
number?
so if you are coming for the seminar, if you are coming as a company to exhibit, give us a call on 0205 973 973.
Wonderful.
0205 973 973. Let me also add that we have exceeded the number we are looking for in terms of registration.
For exhibitors.
So, for exhibitors. So at this point, it is only your payment that will secure your slot.
Payment of what?
Payment of your coming in to exhibit.
So exhibitors have to register and pay for.
Exactly.
So we now want them to move to the next level.
Exactly.
Instead of just saying, I've written my name, I want to register. And pay for your slot as an exhibitor.
Absolutely.
They are between when and when to do this.
Well, you know, so the difficulty is sometimes I really don't want to give deadlines. So they come back to say that you said the deadline was 20 something. You know, the moment we get the number we are looking for, we are done. So if you have registered, follow suit with your payment and just wait for the 31st of August and 1st September. So you know you are ready and just start putting together your products, whatever you are going to exhibit, you know, start prepping yourself.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you very much, Frema Edunyame.
Then a quick one before I go, please let me say a big thank you to our sponsors.
Go ahead and do that.
Right. So we are very grateful to MTN, you know, and happy anniversary to MTN Momo. Koa Natural. Yesterday I tasted Koa Natural. It's awesome. You know, it's produced from the pulp.
The
pulp of the
cocoa. My word.
Koa Natural.
I had some last year at the event. I went over again. It's good.
Koa Natural.
Koa Natural. It's good. The packaging. You should see it. Charlie. You know. And then to Ghana National Gas Company, to Ghana Pay Mobile Money, Piva Beverages, Ghana Exim Bank, Petroleum Commission Ghana, Global Share Alliance, and Built.
Thank you very much, Frema Edunyame. Head of events at Citi, talking about This is Ghana happening on the 31st of August and the 1st of September at the AMA forecourt. It features exhibitions of things made in Ghana, and for the first time will be seminars happening alongside at the same AMA hall. So you need to register either as a participant in the seminars or an exhibitor in the fair. 0205973973. If you've already registered your company to exhibit, you need to take the next step and secure your slot. There will be various options and various places for you to exhibit your products and services made in Ghana. That's part of what we do at Citi FM and Channel 1 Television. Thank you very much, Frema Edunyame. 2 minutes to the top of the hour, and where are you headed? Are you going shopping at the mall or buying fuel for your car? Are you enjoying your favorite meal at a restaurant or getting home essentials at your favorite shop? The SG Visa card is your best option to make payments for goods and services online or anywhere with a point of sale terminal. Enjoy a lot of amazing opportunities with the SG Visa card. Get your business anywhere done. Call 0302-214-314. SG Ghana, the future is you. And the new order of retirement is here. You can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. Start receiving money or monthly income to enjoy your perfect retirement. The best part is you get to enjoy salary increase 16% in this year. Reach Old Mutual on oldmutual.com.gh or 0504-534-333. Old Mutual, do great things every day. And get Translight Solar. We have some fantastic offers for you. A top-tier solar solution for your home or your office. Solar power is no longer just a backup to ECG, but a viable everyday energy source. Install a system from Translight Solar and enjoy uninterrupted power supply. Visit us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, between ARS and American House. Reach 0504-249-229 or go to translightsolar.com for more information. We'll come back to the discussion on predatory lending apps, unregulated. So there are regulated apps. There are some apps available in the country, but not licensed to operate here. What is the story? And by the way, what's your experience with these apps? If you've used any, send us a WhatsApp 054-998-6996. Happy to hear from you. Second social media trends is next. Is brought to us by
Telecel and First Bank Ghana. Bernard, the long vacation is here. What is helping is that there is no traffic when you're coming to work. You can spend less time, but for the parents, the kids are home, and sometimes there can be a lot of fireworks, right? But take your children to the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. It started on the 15th of July. It will be ending on the 15th of September. What you do is that you open an account called Kids First account if they are 12 years or below. If they are between 13 to 17, open the Me First account, deposit an initial amount of 300 Ghana cedis, and apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. In all our branches across the country, they will get 5 exciting days to intern there, and then they get to participate in an essay writing competition. They get to win attractive prizes. So to find out more about the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program, please call 0596-921-921. Email us firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank Ghana, you first. And Telecel is running the More Money promo. 1 million Ghana cedis is the grand prize. Every week, people are winning 30,000 Ghana cedis. All you have to do is to purchase data or airtime using your Telecel cash wallet and double your chances. You make payments onto your fixed broadband, and that also gives you an opportunity to be the next millionaire. Reload, and the more you reload, the better your chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. To opt in for free, dial *500# or send WIN to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app. It's a promo that is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. T's and C's apply. Telecel, connecting energies.
All right, so Nathan, let's hear what's trending.
Well, you can imagine after last night's UEFA Super Cup, lots of the trends are dominated by some of the protagonists from that encounter. So, Madrid, Mbappe, Lukman Super Cup, Bellingham, Vinicius, even Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos was trending because those who were watching the game, the tacticals, as I like to call them, were saying that Real Madrid had problems circulating the ball. For the first half, they were really struggling, and they said they were missing Toni Kroos. Courtois, Carlo Ancelotti, all trending in.
Well, it was because also of the way Atalanta played.
Yes, Atalanta are a brilliantly coached team. Gianpiero Gasperini.
Two Italian coaches with white hair.
Yes.
Showing the level of the game in Italy as well.
Super guys on the touchline. They're doing great things in terms of the Super Cup. What's also trending in terms of other things in Ghana? So Supreme Court is also trending, but of course that's in line with several other stories globally that have the term Supreme Court.
So
but the Ghanaian angle has to do with the nominees who were vetted a few days ago. Some of the strains of political things, Napo, Mahama, all of those people in the trends. To some tech news, and this is a very interesting one. This has to do with a Ghanaian student called Amanda Anine J. Now, this post was put up by Ashesi University 14 hours ago, or sometime yesterday. Now, I said this young lady noticed that her dad had not been seeing the doctor for regular checkups when he experienced a scare concerning his heart health. Now, this motivated this young woman to create a device that will give individuals like her father more control over their health. And it's a smartwatch to monitor your heart rate, oxygen concentration, those things, and it will,
What's the name of the device?
Well, it does.
The name of the list is Amanda.
Amanda Nine J. Now, all the details all the details of that this device will collect will be sent to a nearby device via Bluetooth Low Energy. So you can store all of these details and then use them later, probably when you go for your checkup. So this was a post shared by Ashesi University on the 13th of August. So that's some great news coming in from the local tech space. Amanda Nineje, she's a student of Ashesi University, and she saw her father's condition, and that motivated her to come up with a device that would help others like her father to monitor their health and take better care of themselves.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Since 1894.
Only our tactics in
Momo.
She send a long talk, Charlie, they be too much, but we know they send they know they do much. Give me one day, one plan or another, one presser in an interview. Rather go the market, see the price, then they rise on very supervised. They go bring tears to your very eyes. Boys know they seat up, Charlie with the tire. When I ice make red, cause the system be fire. Make the boys give me momo, make the boys sort me out, make the boys come through, cause the game brought me things that they be. Life no they go.
Alright, so I'm back to this message I got. I don't know if you heard it the first time I read it, but it's a longish message I got from a listener, and he said that his brother had gotten involved with what he considered to be unlicensed money lending apps, and apparently his brother had gotten neck deep in debt, and some of the companies were harassing him incessantly. And some of the names include iTap Credit, Copo Loan, Wave Loan, Ins Cash, Unicredit, Cash, Arokosi Credit, Momo Money, and Win Money Loan. My question is, how do you have unregulated, unlicensed lending apps operating in our jurisdiction? I mean, is it that the officials who regulate this space don't have any power to do this in terms of regulating them? Or are the people evading regulation? That's the question we should be asking. And if you have an experience with these lending apps, let's hear from you. Send me a WhatsApp, 054-998-6996. I'd really like to hear your story. Or you know someone who's been caught up in this web. Because according to this listener, they use very, very, very dirty tactics to get their money back.
Yeah.
Right, and he was saying like they are sending extremely threatening messages to the lenders. Some of the lenders are going through emotional and possibly mental stress from the kinds of harassment that these, he calls them unlicensed lenders. So I think I'm using the word wrongly here. So the unlicensed lenders are taking their borrowers through hell. So it's the borrowers who are struggling. So the borrowers are being harassed incessantly. Well,
lots of messages with this. Let me just start from there, and then perhaps we can build on that. So Sam from Athenia says, good morning, guys. As a victim of these scammers, they promised to loan you between 5,000 and 10,000 Ghana cedis. While going through the application process, they'll just send 100 cedis and tag you with a 40% interest for only a week. They'll start threatening you with all kinds of things to discredit you on social media. I tried to return the money to them, but they didn't give me answers until a week was over. Then they returned with different numbers for the repayments of the money with the 40% interest.
Wow.
My name is Mr. Ametowoso Kofi. This online lending apps will give you 490 Ghana cedis and you end up paying 700 Ghana cedis within 7 days. They can harass you with millions of calls every day. And they use our guys here for the debt collection, since most are run by Nigerians. That's what he claims.
This is what the person who texted me also said, that the 7 or 8 apps he mentioned were all operated from Nigeria. He said, well, to be fair, we don't know whether from Nigeria or by Nigerians, but basically not. He didn't see their names in the approved list of money lenders.
Let me continue with a few more. William from Spintex says, I downloaded the app and registered, but couldn't apply for the loan. And they practically called me to ask if I'm interested in receiving a loan. And I was like, what? And I told them to wait. The rate is like 75 Ghana cedis, and you pay 40 Ghana cedis with service fee of 88 pesos. Why? Is the question he is asking. Okay, this one says, keep my name anonymous. Bernard, please, these apps are dangerous. Some are in Ghana. I lost about 4,000 Ghana cedis to them in April. Bernard, please, they know that they are unregistered, yet they decide to do business with them. So what are they telling us to do? Please don't get worried about these people. Wisdom from Gomoa Akachi.
So Bernard, the Cybersecurity Authority made some findings. And they said that the victims would typically have granted these apps permission during installation, knowingly or without proper scrutiny, to access their data and personal identifiable information, PII, example, your name, your phone number, your Ghana card number, your contacts, and your photos. So while you're downloading the app, you may have knowingly or unknowingly given them access to your data. So that's why one of the
so the Cybersecurity Authority, have they been given an interview on this or commenting on this?
I've not had an interview, but on their website they talk about cyberbullying by digital lending mobile application owners.
Okay.
And they give you background, their modus operandi, their key findings, and their recommendations.
So that suggests that Cybersecurity Authority could be
notice.
one of the regulators in the space. But what about the BOG? They are the ones who are supposed to regulate lending.
In fact, BOG last year, June, gave
Actually,
out
this
some
June.
warnings.
Okay, was it last year? I think.
There was, in June this year, they said over 30 digital lending apps named for cyber breaches. But last year, in June, they actually named 97 of these mobile apps that they say. Yeah. 97, let me see, 97. BOG warns against 97 illegal loan apps in Ghana. Story by Neil Latte, June 14, 2023.
97 illegal lending apps.
Yes.
It must be a lucrative business.
So they've listed all their names and then their stories here. Yeah.
Can you give me some details? Or you can't go through all the story, but at least do some highlights.
Bank of Ghana has cautioned the public against the operation of some online apps operating without authorization. Okay. 97 of such applications have thus been cited for engaging in unlicensed lending activities, a contravention of the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act 2016 930. Let me just go through some of the names.
So these are unlicensed?
Yes, unlicensed. Name of loan app: Flash Cash, Accra, GH Lending, Mo Loan, Rapid Citi, 100 Citi, Citi Help, Mass Citi Consult, Citi Boom, Cash Loan Pro, Air Cash, Aquaba Payment, 4 Credit, Ghana Lending, Econ Credit, Ghana Loan, Mash Loans Ghana, Mposia, Momo Cash Loans, Prime Loans, Easy Access Loans, Cash Pal Online Loan, Happy Loan, Money Loan App, Plus Loan, Mega Credit, Bowen Cash, Lemon Wallet, Coco Cash, Cola Cash, Rapid Money, Cash Star, Loan Galaxy, Bit Cash, U Cash, Fun Cash, Quick Cash, everything
like
cash.
AI generated anything cash.
True CD,
they put it there.
Robin Personal Loan,
look at that.
Kudi Credit,
Lord have mercy.
One Rapid CD. This one is nice. CD Story.
Lord.
Steady Cash, Soft Cash, Cash with a K, Easy Cash, K, also with a K, Dates Cash, Bosiapa, Yo Cash. No better listen to this one. Fufu Credit.
Money for Fufu. I mean, how?
Fufu Credit. And there's Top Credit, Derive Cash, Ego Cash, Cash Wave, Card Loan, Sika Bus. This is close to Sika Gary. Sika Bus. Hello CD, Ultra Loan, Sunny Cash or Sunny Loan, Smart Loan, Loan Papa, Fund CD Ghana Loan App. This one, Gold Miner, Cool Cash, Mika Cash Loan App, Enjoy Credit, Mo Loan, New Loan Ghana, CD Wallet, Rapid CD, CDFi, Pro Cash, Zip Loan, On Loan, Want Cash, Bloom Cash,
Boom Cash.
Yeah. Aquaba is here as well. Ajenkwasika Personal Loan. Sikedia is here. Fake Cash. And this is daily cash.
Wait, fake.
Okay, it's FI Cash. I think it's fake cash.
Fi cash.
Cash.
No,
Just
not fake. Fake cash.
It depends on the origin.
Fake cash.
Fake cash.
When you type the star, no, or fake cash.
Some of the names should be deterrent.
Yeah, they should. So the bank reiterates that the activities of these entities significantly breach customer data and privacy laws, as well as consumer protection requirements and norms, with unfavorable implications on the integrity and well-being of their patrons. Bank of Ghana will continue to take action against these entities in collaboration with relevant state agencies to promote the integrity of financial service delivery. The general public is therefore advised to desist from doing business with all unlicensed loan providers. Banks, specialized deposit-taking institutions, and payment service providers are cautioned not to facilitate the illegal transactions of unlicensed loan applications. The general public is encouraged to patronize the various types of digital credit products approved by the Bank of Ghana.
How is the general public supposed to do this? Did they tell like?
Okay, now just on that. If you go to the BOG's website again, so Bank of Ghana approved digital lending applications. There are
These
only
are the approval.
FIDO or FIDO Microcredit Limited, and then the name of entity FIDO Microcredit Limited.
the only one
And then
I'm seeing
the
here,
digital lending agency is FIDO, or into bracket FIDO Solutions.
Yeah.
It's the only one on the
that's the only
BOG's
thing.
website.
Bank of
You are
Ghana
serious?
approved digital lending applications, FIDO or FIDO.
So there are many dimensions to this.
Yeah.
So the first angle is why there are so many people creating apps using these approaches.
It means there's opportunity.
Because
the
by the
general
way,
economic condition-
MTN itself lends to people. MTN money.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they do.
They
yes.
have. They used to call it. They have a name for it. Quick credit.
Quick credit, yes.
So they lend, and I think the interest rate is for the first month, and I think after that that's it.
Okay.
Then
and people don't pay.
People don't pay. So when you want to send somebody money, don't send it to my MTN. I owe them.
The point is that if you keep your number, you will have to eventually pay. If you decide not to pay, it means you want to stop using your number. And because now your number is being registered with your Ghana card, I think they can find you. Right? So I think that is cool. Then there's also FIDO, which we know. They've even come on air to advertise before. The problem though is number one, a lot of Ghanaians don't want to pay when they borrow. We need to deal with that issue. Why are people borrowing and not wanting to pay? Number two, why are people so desperate to the extent that they would still go and borrow from these predatory
at absurd interest rates,
like daily rates or that kind of thing? Like that's very. I mean, we talk about if you go and borrow from a bank, the interest rates are calculated in a certain way. Then if you go and borrow from microfinance, the payment period is a certain way. Some of the interest rates are per month. All right. So the general way you should borrow is to pay per annum. But if you go and borrow for some microfinance, you pay per month. Now these guys are taking it to a different level where some of the payments are even per week. All right. So 3, can the Bank of Ghana have a system for regulating the interest charge? Because the BOG determines the interest rate, not of each bank, but they set the indicator rate with their main rate. So how come somebody can lend you money and ask you to pay a certain amount in a week or in a day, and nobody's regulating that space? All right. I've been trying to read the BOG to talk about this. I hear they've been trying to do rates and they don't seem to know how to go about this. Let me deal with Chunibo Akodia first. He's with the Savings and Loans Association. They are registered brick and mortar organizations.
Yeah, we know that.
So let me deal with that first to understand the borrowing situation. Then I'll get to the digital portion. Chunibo, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard and team.
So you are the executive secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies. Just explain what that organization is before I even get into this mobile lending issue.
Thank you very much. So Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies, LBG, that's GASAC. We are the association for all the savings and loans companies licensed and in operation in Ghana here. So we are so far 26, operating in all the 16 regions.
And what business do they generally do?
So savings and loans companies are licensed under the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act 930, and they take deposit from the public and grant loans. So these are the two key things apart from other non-deposit and credit businesses that they give to their customers, i.e. financial education and helping communities. Purely it's about taking deposit from the public and granting loans.
So who regulates them, and does the regulation include the way you grant your loan, the amount you charge, and the way you collect your money back?
Yes. The Act and other enabling regulations and directives provides how any licensed institution should operate. One, your product will always have to be approved by the regulator. How you go about your business, i.e. your branching, If you are using an application, the regulator also looks at it, because the regulator looks at the risk involved, whether it is detrimental to the customer or is going to help the customer. And so our business is largely regulated and heavily regulated, and you can't do anything. Even if you want to set up a branch, you need the regulator to approve where you are going to set it up, and your communication to the public, the regulator will have to see it. Your interest rates, in Ghana here, we don't regulate interest rates. But of course, the regulator, you have to explain to the regulator why you are charging a particular fee. And of course, as part of the regulations, you are supposed to do also a full disclosure of all your fees and charges on a particular product. So our space is heavily regulated by the central bank.
And so this interest rate thing, is it before the fact or after the fact? I mean, does the BOG come to routinely check the rate you've applied, or do you have to let them know beforehand before you apply it?
You have to let the central bank know, because it is part of the product features. So if you want to give, say, consumer loans, these consumer loans will have to come with the features, i.e., what is the tenor? What are the requirements for taking such a loan? Are there security requirements, that is collateral or anything? What is the interest rate? The interest rate, what is it like? Is it flat? Is it on reducing balance? The repayment of that product, it is bullet or installment? So all these things, the regulator will have to sanction. But of course, because interest rate is not regulated as in you can't charge this or you can't do this, the regulator will not be doing that. But of course, when it is very high, usually loans that will distort the market, then the regulator may have to advise that particular financial institution, especially when it's going to affect financial stability.
So generally, larger institutions tend to charge interest rates per annum, and smaller institutions tend to charge interest rates per month. This is my general observation. Is it correct?
You may be correct, but the law provides that if you look at the Borrowers and Lenders Act 2020, Act 1052, it provides that all credit institutions shall charge annual interest rates. So even if you are given a 3-month loan, and you may want to say the interest rate is, for example, 3% a month, you are required by law to provide the annual interest rate on the contract. And so you also have to understand the customer type, because most of the customers who go to the smaller institutions are customers who want to take it for short term. Typically, microfinance institutions, we do not give very long term for obvious reasons. One, because our source of funding are normally short term. When somebody will want to deposit with a microfinance, a savings and loans, finance houses, they will want to do 3 months, 6 months. And so you can't also be granting very long term. But of course, some of them have good long-term facilities. So all these things play into why you normally see that these financial institutions will be doing monthly. It is not the law. The law is that it should be charged per annum.
So if somebody is charging you per month, are they breaking the law, or is that just a different way of calculating the per annum?
They will not be breaking the law, provided they state it in the contract that per annum will be this. Then they would have fulfilled the law. So the basic minimum standard is that your loans should be provided. You should provide your interest rate in an annual rate. So once I stated that this loan is 36%, for example, then I say that for this particular facility, because you are taking it for 3 months, you will pay 15% of the facility. Bear in mind that most of the customers of these smaller institutions, microfinance, savings and loans, are not interested in these technicalities. They are interested in they say, how much will I pay if I'm doing the 3 months? And so this is one of the reasons why you will see some of them quoting the per month. But of course, they have to quote the per annum in addition.
So again, it seems as if the microfinance are serving the very low end of the market who want short term. The savings and loans, you can say the middle to low end. And then the banks are the companies and the high end. Generally, the microfinance, because it's short term, the rate is calculated per month. And of course, people who may not have a lot of money still go for it because they are desperate. So that's a summary of what we've heard so far. Do you understand the growing popularity of mobile lending apps? Since you are in the savings and loans, do you understand their growing popularity? That's my next question.
Yes. So mobile apps for lending is generally permitted as a business channel because it's only one of the modes that instead of building brick and mortar branches, you will use technology. And of course, the future of banking is technology, so you cannot run away from it. And so lending through these digital platforms is permissible. However, what anyone will have to do is to ask the question, this institution that is lending digitally, is it licensed? Bear in mind, if you look at our Non-Bank Financial Institutions Act, it provides that anyone who is doing lending business shall be licensed by the regulator according to Section 1, Section 2 of the law. And so it's growing very much for obvious reasons because technology is growing. They do not harm the system except that we, the customers, don't pay attention to whether or not this particular institution is licensed. There are a number of banks, savings and loans, rural banks, microfinance that are licensed because they are licensed and they are using the technology platform. Again, the regulator also takes you through for you to explain the technicalities and all these things to them before they allow you to use the platform. So it's a concern that it's come up that the regulator is very much on top of the game.
Okay, hold on. Let's not go there yet. They are popular first because technology is increasing. I accept that. Number two, the second question is, are they also popular because there is anonymity? People think that if I sit in my room and I dial star something, and somebody gives me money, they don't know where I am, so I can take the money and when I'm ready, I'll pay. Even though the rate may be more prohibitive than the rate you will give me. Because if I came to your savings and loans or microfinance, you either come to my shop or I come to your office, so you know who I am. So does the relative or seeming anonymity of mobile phone drive the popularity from the demand side?
We wouldn't say that. We wouldn't say that because any good and risk sensitive and well-structured financial institutions will never grant facility to somebody they don't know. And that is why the Anti-Money Laundering Act requires that you do due diligence on the customer that you do business with, even if it is one city you are giving to. And so with our institutions, they will always have to know who they are dealing with. Except if it is an unscrupulous business, a shady business, then they will not mind who is applying for the facility. For all regulated institutions, you are required by law to know who is behind the application. And so we can say that those who are not properly regulated may go that route. They do not care who is applying, so long as they can pounce on you and do whatever they are doing. Again, we are mindful that some of these unlicensed institutions come into the space with the bid of giving these loans, not necessarily because they want to provide credit, but because they want your data. They want your records for whatever other reasons criminally they may want to indulge in. And so this is the one of the difference.
So the popularity of these apps may not be because people are demanding necessarily the money, but because people on the supply side may see opportunity. Could it also be that, unlike companies in your space and microfinance who have in situ addresses and we know who the directors are, again, because they are mobile, they can even be in Nigeria and they will purport to lend money to people in Ghana and they cannot be regulated. And therefore, it's easy to set up. And also, their rates are not regulated. So they can ask you to pay a certain percentage a day and nobody will stop them. Could that be the reason why? I mean, Caleb read a list of 100 of such unlicensed apps that the BOG said they had no permission to do what they were doing, but yet they keep increasing. Why do you think they are so popular online?
One, I will say that as technology evolves, sophistication also evolves. And one, people will also want easy way of doing things, and therefore they may not want to worry themselves to look for who is behind what is doing. After all, people who get involved in such transactions and become prey to it are in a hurry to get some relief by getting the money, not looking at the consequence or the contract they are entering in. A typical thing is when you want a particular app on the Play Store, you just go in there without reading the security features or those terms, and then you just click yes, and then you install. And later you realize that what you click yes was to give your data or other sensitive information to the public or to those people. So people are vulnerable, and that is why such an education is very important. And I must commend you, Citi, the media, and the general public that let us continue to educate the public that the fact that you need credit does not mean anybody at all, any app at all, you can click. Because I have heard a number of times that somebody has clicked that they are getting the loan only to be duped and even taking their money and the loan they never got. And so this is a concern to the market. We will continue to collaborate with the central bank and the security agencies. And so let us all open our eyes and be sensitive to whatever is happening. And I'm sure we will be able to deal with it.
TK, before you go, the central bank seems overwhelmed. I'm saying this because I remember that they did you can call it a raid, right? They will go and shut down some of these, or they will make an announcement. The companies go underground and then they resurface again. So it seems as if because a lot of these apps don't operate from Ghana, the central bank is limited in how it's able to regulate them. And so when they even go and find their Ghana office or something or whatever, they still resurface online. And that online space seems very difficult to regulate. The Cybersecurity Authority has just issued, if you go on their website, some caution to people about the tactics of online money lenders. But that's all they've said. They've not even said report them to us, we'll catch them or something. It seems as if the space is very difficult to regulate.
Yes, I will say yes, because it is no fault of the regulator, but we, the public and everybody, if I don't know, I may fall foul to these people, or I will become a prey to them. And so This is a wake-up call to everybody. Not only that they dupe you, they also destabilize the financial system. Again, they can also be doing this thing to, who knows whether they are funding some terrorist group. Who knows whether they are growing some pornographic group. Who knows what they are doing behind. So it is incumbent on everybody. And this, I am calling on the general public. Let us continue to speak about these things. If you want to take credit, if you want to transact business with any financial institution, be sure that you know who you are dealing with. If you don't know them, you cannot pinpoint that this is the institution I am dealing with. Please, the fact that they are giving you that money does not mean that is all. Who knows whether they will get your data and go and sell? They will give you a loan of 1,000 and go and sell it for 2,000. Who knows? So we all have to come together. We all have to deal with these groups. It does not mean loan apps are bad, but it is who is behind it.
All right. Thank you, Chenebo Akodi Abuachi, Executive Secretary, Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies. Thank you so much for your insights. So we call him TK. Really comprehensive explanation of the situation. The BOG, I think, need to come out again to talk about this, because the fact that new ones keep emerging, and I don't even think you finished mentioning the 100. There are so many names.
There are a lot more.
Which exclude some of the ones I sent to you.
Yeah. And someone sent a message to ask if animal cash is part of the list. Animal cash.
To the extent that it's not on the BOG.
What is all this?
Animal cash.
Animal.
If you the BOG website list didn't include any animal cash. But the list had only Fido.
Yeah.
So is
that's the only thing on
So
the
is it that the
BOG?
Bank of Ghana is only licensed Fido? And the rest are all unlicensed? I mean, this is serious, because MTN also does quick loan, I think it's called, right?
I got an answer, but
We'll come to your comments in a second.
Yeah. Yep. But picture this while we come to your comments. While you're lying in bed after a long day seeking comfort and relaxation, instead you are met with a mattress that sags beneath you. That is shortcuts and compromises. Your comfort and well-being should never have been compromised. So choose Latex Foam, where we prioritize quality above all else. We have quality mattresses and furniture crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Visit our showrooms across the country. You wake up rejuvenated, ready to take on the world. This is the Latex Foam promise. Invest in your well-being. Choose us any day over anything else. Latest Foam is your partner for life. Call us on 0302-23115 or 0302-200-8499. Visit www.latestfoamghana.com. Gasaba. Guys, did you know that cooking with firewood and charcoal can be harmful to your lungs as smoking? That's right, it can cause heart diseases, stroke, and even affect your sight in the long run. But the NPA is here to change that with a new cylinder recirculation model. Fantastic initiative. You can easily switch to gas without the hassle. Just visit any nearby exchange point and trade your empty cylinder with a filled one. The truth is simple. Smoke is harmful in TCC. Gasaba. Make that switch. This is a message proudly brought to you by the National Petroleum Authority and the Ministry of Energy.
The Breeze Ride app is here. It's offering you the most affordable rides and the cheapest delivery services on the market. There's also a personal shopper on the app which will tell you where to go and what to buy and where to get those items. So avoid the stress and traffic. Let the personal shopper do everything for you on the Breeze app. Download it from the App Store and the Play Store and try it now. And when you insist on quality in life, every choice matters. That's why Bell Pack's paper tissue is the perfect companion for those who demand the best. Bell Pack paper tissue offers the softness and strength you need for every occasion. Bell Pack, just wipe it. For bulk distribution, call 055-1144-400. Bell Pack tissues are another quality product from Belacqua. And Twisco is here. It's from the stable of Cowbell, and it's made from premium cocoa powder, and it's enriched with Enafort. Enjoy the goodness packed in the sachet. Empty the contents into a mug and add previously boiled water, milk, and stir. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. This ad is FDA approved.
Now, did you know that your energy-giving, great tasting Lucozade has a new look, whether you're out and about, in the office, in school, or even in Trotro, and you need to restore your energy? Look out for the now sleeker, slimmer Lucozade Original 330 ml can, with the same energy that you've known for years. Now you can go about your day with even more swag as you drink Lucozade from your new sleek can. So go ahead, grab Lucozade sleek can and discover the same unbeatable energy with every sip. Lucozade, restore your energy. This advert is FDA approved.
All right, so let's read a few of your comments on this very troubling situation with loan. By the way, there's a story here. Momo fraud.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is it today?
High, despite efforts to curb it. Yeah.
Is this a today story?
It is. In a BNFT, Ni Adote Mengo, General Manager of Mobile Money Limited. This photo is here. Story by Elizabeth Punsu from Kumasi. So, General Manager of Mobile Money Limited, Ni Adote Mengo, has revealed that fraud remains one of the most pressing challenges facing the digital financial sector, especially mobile money. Despite numerous efforts to promote digital and financial inclusion, Momo fraud continues to be a major concern, threatening the security of customers and integrity of mobile money transactions. He said, quote, fraud remains one of the prevalent issues that continue to hinder our work of promoting digital and financial inclusion in the country. Momo fraud is an issue we are passionate about, and we will continue to work with our stakeholders through sensitization and awareness initiatives, he said. He expressed MTN's commitment to investing in robust security measures to combat it and protect their customers. Mr. Mengo emphasized that every Momo customer plays a critical role in safeguarding their accounts. Quote, every customer is the first and last line of defense. It's essential to protect your personal identification number PIN. Avoid clicking on unsolicited links, ignore fake SMS messages, and disregard instructions from random calls. No one can access your Momo account or wallet without you releasing your PIN, especially when you receive a pop-up on your phone. Mr. Mengo stressed. He said this in an interview with BNFT on the sidelines of Mobile Money Month in Kumasi, and further explained how fraudsters typically operate, sending fake text messages or pop-up designed to trick customers into revealing their PINs. Quote, if you haven't requested anything or made a purchase, there is no reason to key in your PIN. As soon as you do, you practically open up yourself to fraud, he said.
Now I'm told some of the apps are also Chinese. So apparently Nigeria and China are two big sources. Let's get into the comments. 054-998-6996. Any experience to share? Still trying to see if the official regulator has a response to this growing problem of unlicensed lending apps harassing people.
Back home.
Alfred, can you read more comments for me, please?
Okay, Sir Shaq says, good morning, Team CBS. I had an interesting experience with these online money lenders. I was hard up and needed some relief since Quick Loan was not giving me. I downloaded the app and went through the registration process. When I got to the stage where you have to choose the package you want and at what interest, my phone froze. And there was an automatic approval for a particular package at an outrageous percentage. And 3 days after, they started calling and threatening me. I stood firm and vowed never to pay to the extent that I forwarded their number to a friend at National Security.
So it means they just wanted your information, as the TK said.
Yes.
So that's really, this is serious. Let's go for more.
And then, dear Citi, please talk about the constant stream of messages from loan companies to government workers. It may seem they get the numbers from the agencies we entrust our information to.
Charlie?
It is unscrupulous. They even cold call sometimes.
What does that
There
mean?
must have been some breach of our privacy somewhere.
What does cold call mean?
Cold.
They'll call you with cold water.
No.
Or they'll call but nobody's on the line.
Unsolicited.
Yes. So maybe they'll some message will send.
Yes.
Okay.
From Muhazu Mohammed at Nkoko. MTN has more than one mobile money loan product on their platform. Quick Loan from Leshego Ghana Savings and Loans PLC. From Car Loan from APSA.
Okay.
Express Loan from EcoBank. Quick Credit was a different company, which is now Bills Microcredit, and they don't do online or mobile loans.
So there's Quick Loan, Ahomka Loan and Express Loan.
Yes, Express from Ecobank, Ahomka from APSA.
You notice they are all linked to banks.
Yes.
So this is more legitimate than some of the other names like Fufu Loan, Fufu Cash.
The names, I'm checking Nigeria.
Cash.
Nigeria, listen to some of the names here. Swift Cash App.
Thank you.
Hen Credit Loan. Cash Door App. Joy Cash App. Eagle Cash App. Cash Loan App. Naira Niger. Easy Naira. Crediting App. Your E App. Not Loan App. Naira Easy Gist.
My Lord. Your E App. Your E App and Fikash are my two favorite. All right, there are more comments coming in.
Desmond from Pocoasi says, Bernard, what shocks me the most is the interest rate you have to pay in a week. It's crazy. You apply for 150 CDs, but 105 CDs is sent to you, and you are required to pay 160.5 CDs in 7 days. Bernard, you realize that when it is time for you to pay back the money you took, you realize that multiple apps are linked to one source, suggesting a single source operating multiple loan apps.
Wow. So you request for 150 CDs. You are giving 105. You're supposed to pay 160.
Charlie, this is crazy. I call Benya from Adenta says, I blame the victims. I wanted evidence, so I registered for one True Credit. A girl with typical Nigerian accent called from KYC.
Called for
KYC.
Called for KYC validation and informed me, thank you, they will send me 100 CDs and deduct 30 CDs as processing fee, and I have to repay 150 in a week time. In a week. My response was, do you think you are making sense? She ended the call.
Hold on. So similar to the 150 CD one, you are requesting for 100, they will give you 70.
Yeah.
Because it's 30 CD processing
and
fee.
You have to pay 150 in a week.
What kind of nonsense is this?
Better than team, I feel sorry for these victims who may have opted for these loans out of desperation. It's time for the BOG to streamline personal loan policies for non-salaried workers. Here in the States, due to my credit score worthiness, I have access to up to $80,000 cash line of credit within 8 hours upon request. Why can't we do same? It's always a joy to hear and learn from you while working out at the gym.
You're on good.
You're on good, pa.
Of course so.
They do gym things.
And
they listen to CBS. No, Charlie.
At 4 a.m.
I want to be like you.
So it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, he did gym for US.
He was in North Carolina at 4 a.m.
Where they listen the show. Where you know, you drink orange juice to wash down the sweat.
Good morning, Bernard. I was in a serious fix sometime last week and I didn't know anywhere to turn to. So I took a loan from some of these digital lending apps you are discussing. The threats and calls these guys will send to you, you will lose weight within that short period until you are done paying. It's terrible.
Share your experience with us. Send us a voice note. We'll be happy to hear from you.
Good morning, guys. I tried this and I regretted, but I'm shocked all these apps are operating in Ghana. And 99% are from Nigeria.
The question is, does BOG not have a way, working with the cybersecurity agency, to regulate? You know, digital regulation is a very big issue because you have access to global things from your home. But there should be some stage where you go through a Ghana licensing process. Yeah. Be able to lend money to somebody.
There's a difficulty with this from what I'm looking at because you would know better than I would on this. Nigeria has a very strong banking sector when it comes to their banking regulations. And even they are struggling.
To regulate these guys?
Yes. Even they are struggling to deal with this. They keep announcing their names, shutting them down.
And there are new ones coming up.
Yes.
And the public is also not listening to the names because they are desperate.
Yes, so for instance, let me read you a story from Nigeria before your next interview. Nigeria's Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has expressed frustration over its inability to stop illegitimate digital money lenders, also known as loan apps. The competition regulator says these loan apps use wallets on payment solution service providers to execute their illegal transactions. The Executive Vice Chair and Chief Executive of the Commission, Babatunde Irukera, this is why the regulator's efforts to stop their operations have proven abortive. So according to him, the illegal loan apps move their transactions to PSSP platforms once their bank accounts are frozen, effectively escaping any further action from the commission. The FCCPC revealed this a few days after the CBN's Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, PLC, asked Nigerian banks to remove all non-deposit taking financial institutions, including PSSPs, from their transfer list. Responding to an allegation that the commission of just take bribes to allow illegal loan apps to operate, Irukera decried corruption before calling it false, explaining that the agency currently has no way to stop the operation of illegal DMLs.
So even in Nigeria they are having issues.
Now, Bernard, if you fall victim to any of these things, the Cyber Security Authority has some lines and contacts you can call and report to. So with your permission, I'd like to share these with the listeners. So there's a mobile app called CSA Ghana, Cyber Security Authority Ghana. That's an app. Cyber. Thank you. Cyber Security Authority Ghana. That's a mobile app.
It's called CSA Ghana.
Yes, please. If you are sending an email, it's report@csa.gov.gh. Report@csa.gov.gh. If you want to WhatsApp, the line is 050-160-3111. 050-160-3111. There's an SMS. 292. That's
so you can text 292.
Text 292.
Or call that number.
Call that number. Yeah,
or go to their website.
Yeah.
So cybersecurity is incident reporting on this. All right, let's read a few more comments. Send us your own experience on this. All right, so would play a couple shortly.
Good morning, Bernard. I had a terrible experience with one of others online financial services. Someone requested for 200 CDs. At that time, I wasn't having it. So I quickly went there and requested for the 200 CDs. At the end, I received 416 CDs, and I was to pay 200 CDs in 7 days. I tried paying, but the price didn't go through. After 1 week, I had to pay extra 100 CDs as penalty. A lady called, and I asked, why didn't they spell out their processes, the interest, and all those things? She said it was not part of that is how they go about their thing. And I said, since they were not clear with their things, I am waiting for them to tell me whatever they have with threatening messages. Ever since that encounter with the lady, they never called. The money has not been paid.
All right, there's a very strange one I got here, which I don't even understand. So this gentleman is called Anthony from Gba, which is Bernard. There's one called mid-loan. Okay. They can decide to credit your account with a loan that you have not even requested for and ask you to pay with interest. When you question them, they say their system identified you as a credit-worthy person.
The credit system. The credit system is already at play there.
What is this?
Maybe he went for it once and they said, well,
he paid the record time.
Let's read some more comments on this issue.
All right, this one says, I think the MTN loan is too open. That's why people take loans and use a different line to take again. Okay, but Telecash will prompt you that you are owing on another account. So settle that before you get a new loan.
Okay.
All right, this one says, I've had the same experience before. I was initially promised 2,000 CDs, but I was told I was only qualified for 75 CDs after taking my personal details and asked me to pay 130 CDs within 7 days. 2 weeks down the line, they started calling my contacts and even showed me a video of my contacts and threatened to tell everyone in my contact list that I had defaulted. I was very upset. This one says they start sending your pictures to contacts on WhatsApp and Facebook with tags of rapists. Once the time is up.
This is serious cyberbullying.
It just took the grace of God to come out of their grips. I had borrowed about 1,500 CDs from 3 of these apps, and I ended up paying about 4,000 and over.
We need to hear these stories so people decide on where to go.
Yes.
Sometimes people don't know that this is that terrible.
Said from Tamale, he's listening to us on multi-TV. He says, I downloaded an app, requested 130 CDs. I received 100 CDs with a notification that 30 out of the 130 was processing fee. They have been calling me at least 8 times a day ever since. I was to pay 170 CDs back in 16 days.
This is crazy. Let's hear one more audio.
Hello, Bernard. Okay, so, yes, I opted for it sometime last week. I needed some 1,300 or so to top up a very, very urgent situation I was in. I needed that fix. I didn't know who to speak to or anywhere to go to. Everybody is tight now in this country. And so I went in for it, for the loan, right? And then it's supposed to be paid up just within a week. That was last Tuesday. I've not done that. I'm still trying to put together some amount to clear them. But they are calling me every day. They are sending me messages, threats. I'm going to post your nudes here. I don't even have nudes in the first place. But the things they are sending to me, it's crazy. My other phone is off. I need to cool down because they are on my neck like something. And out of the 1,300, I'm supposed to pay 2,150. So that's more than like 800 cedis.
More comments on this very, very troubling development. Cyberbullying by loan apps, most of them unlicensed, generally unregulated, predatory lending tactics. All right, here's another victim.
Bernard, good morning. My name is Kwedo. I'm speaking from Adenta. Sometime in 2022, I was in a very tight situation, and I fell on these apps. And Charlie, the stress be serious. At some point, what helped me was that when BOG published their names as on license, in fact, I saved the PDF, and anytime they WhatsApp me or send me, I send it back to them. And that's how I got out of this mess. Charlie, the loan people, the least the better. Thank you.
Please share your experience so other people not fall victim to this. While we get a comment from the regulatory authorities, send us an audio on 05499869996. The growing prevalence of predatory lending apps and what to do about them. By the way, we're also talking about 15 years of Momo. Momo has changed the way we work and live. Momo is great. It's really amazing the kind of things I can do with Momo. It is one of the greatest inventions in Africa over the past 20 years. Yeah. I look. Imagine how life would be without mobile money.
True.
You spend more time in transport. You have to go to different... Look, I wanted to buy something from a shop somewhere, an agric shop. I called the line and I said, do you have this thing? They said, I went on their website. They said, we have it. It was a Saturday. I said, can you...
deliver it?
He says, we will give you a number of some guy to call. He'll bring it to you. Pay by Momo. I pay by Momo. Saturday, they put a guy on a motorbike. He brought the thing. I mean, like, how I'd have driven to wherever to go and get the thing. So it changed our lives. It's a great thing.
It has.
You know, but with every good thing, evil people also find a way to also then use it to do crazy things.
Okay.
Here are more
a few more.
Yes.
This one says, more MTN now lends for only 7 days. They have introduced extra cash. Again, these Nigerian apps use Ghanaians to set them up. They can be tracked. Example, if you want to pay back, they will request you to pay through a Momo number. All these Momo numbers have ID cards. Okay, so that's that. Justin Sakumono says, I personally have no sympathy for those who have been put through harassment from some of the unapproved online lenders. The typical mindset of most of the people who sign up is to take the loan and not pay due to the supposed anonymity they assume they have when signing up. Look at how some Ghanaians have decimated the loan offering companies on the local networks. Quite interesting. Somebody also sent me a message to this effect saying that some people just don't want to pay back.
Somebody to say some of these guys use the loans for sports betting and end up losing and defaulting.
So they want to do some quick 2 odds.
So you see the whole
you want to bet on Man United to win, and then last minute, then City equalize. Now, boom.
So this is generally for the, I'm torn. You know, I feel I side with, I understand those who feel like, you deserve it because this is unlicensed. Why are you going through this process to put, but then also people are desperate. The credit system getting access to a loan, but even you and I, if we are to go through the process of getting a loan in this country, it is hell.
It's true.
At our level, the process of securing a loan
for a regular
salaried worker. So imagine the largely informal sector who might not have landed assets, who don't have anything to place as collateral, whatnot, and sometimes just need a bit of money to get something done within a week. Because if you listen to a lot of the voice tools, they'll tell you, this week I was tied up, or there was an emergency and I needed some 500 or 600. Nobody's asking for 5K, 10K. 20K there. People are looking for 1,003, 500, 600. That seems to be the range within which these entities deal anyway. Okay. And the fact that once the Bank of Ghana, the regulator announces that, oh, don't deal with these people, a million others
will spring up. So it's almost impossible to regulate?
To regulate because there's opportunity. They found a space that has a lot of people who will come there.
Wow. So this means people have to just be alert. Are you saying the regulator
but people are willing to risk it. So I'm saying that it's also a call to find ways of improving access to
financial services from regular,
cheaper financial services from well-regulated spaces.
That's true.
Okay, so that person who is looking for 500 and 1,000 to deal with, maybe to go and pick up some goods that he has to sell at Makola or something, can walk into that office and say, oh, I need this and this and this.
The financial inclusion issue.
And the forms are not 60 pages with all kinds of fine print. And you have to go and bring something. And by the time the person is done with the process, he has lost the business. Okay. That is what makes these apps attractive. That is what makes the risk that they pose bearable for these persons, because they are like, oh, what are you going to do? Post me, okay. Call me, okay. Can I have my 500? And if you look at the kind of the scope of the scale of the harassment that they put you through, as compared to the money that you are collecting, and people still
go for the money,
agree that, okay, you harass me all you want, I will go through the
Some
process.
of it is less than 200
cedis.
Why?
It should tell you that there is a very, very large pool of financially desperate persons
and not enough financial products for that segment
to meet them. So that is something that also needs to be looked at.
This is a very important point you're making. But so how do we bring more people into the financial sector? I thought Momo brought more financial inclusion.
That's true.
In the sense that, so you see, one of the reasons why a bank cannot lend you money is they don't know you.
Yes.
Now, if I have a mobile phone, and I have a mobile money number, and I have a Ghana card, and I have a digital address, you know who I am.
Yes.
So, whilst I may not be able to go to bank and collect 10,000 cedis, at least you know me enough to lend me 100 cedis. So why are banks not coming up with products at the lower end using Momo?
Because the digital address is still wonky.
But with my mobile phone number and my Ghana card, at least there's some level of knowledge of who I am. If you put my name with my Ghana card number in the daily graphic, at least that alone should be enough.
But finding you
have to be found.
But you see, the point is,
how many pages, how many copies?
It must be worth the risk. So you can't give me 1 million CDs. But if I wanted 120 CDs, the point is, you can't create all these digital products. Tell me that, look, let me tell you, we have less than 4 million people paying taxes directly in Ghana. Yet you have 16 million voters. Now, those 16 million voters, probably 12 million of them have Ghana cards, if not more. In fact, Dr. Atifa tells us they've issued 15 million Ghana cards. Now, if you do 15 million Ghana cards, that's the working population. Ghana population is 32 million. Half of them have Ghana cards. That Ghana card is what do you call it? It's you put your what do you call it? It's biometric. That means that if they put Nathan Kwau's Ghana card in a proper system, they will know it's only Nathan Kwau. Now, if our Momo is linked to our Ghana card, it means Nathan Kwau is known in Ghana.
Yes.
Now, that is enough for him to be financially included. You have 16 million Momo accounts, yet you have only 4 people paying tax, which means you have a 12 million gap of people who are financially excluded. What's financial inclusion? They are part of the system. Now, one of the reasons why Ghanaians have no financial inclusion is that we didn't know where they lived. He sleeps in a kiosk. But even if he sleeps in a kiosk, he has a Momo number and he has a Ghana card.
And you see, but in a lot of
places, but he doesn't have a house. So
exactly, an address.
Yeah, but my point is that so his risk is higher than somebody whose house is number 2 Transaco Valley. Okay, so the problem was the fact that I think the financial institutions are not being pushed to bring those people in, because if those 16 million Momo accounts is 16 million people that the GRA knows. So you don't bring e-levy now. What you say is, let's get 30 million people to get into the system. Then we can use their float to say, Nathan says he earns 5,000 cedis, but he spends 8,000 on Momo every month. he obviously is earning 3,000 cedis more than his 5K. So he must pay more for income tax. Then you can get more money as a government. But you go and bring a e-levy, he decides I'm not going to use Momo to pay anymore. And the banks are not even going to trust. Do you get it? So the whole government missed the trick around using, it's 15 years. Imagine if the Western world were behind Africa in something and they had 15 years to use it. You think they'll still be complaining about financial exclusion 15 years after using Momo?
No.
We just don't think enough. If you have Momo for 15 years, you can't tell me that you can't raise enough taxes. The person's Momo number is linked to his Ghana card, is linked to his NIT, is linked to his GRA, and you're sitting there saying you can't raise tax. We are not serious. All right. So Godfrey's point around the increase in these predatory lending people is because the official people are not going down there to reach the people. Why would I go and borrow from Fufu Cash? If a proper institution will go through a proper system to them, why would I go and free cash? You get me? So let's not make it look like it's just we don't see the opportunity in using mobile money to close the financial gap. And our interest rates are too prohibitive.
Hey.
If somebody wants 100 cedis, why on earth is he asked to pay per day? You get me? Like, fine, it's risky. Have a reasonable payment term. All right? And then the hard work of connecting his Ghana card to a proper location, whether it's a workplace, his former school. Look, if you want to find people, you will find them.
But you see, but here's the thing, Bernard. So, for instance, if I wanted a loan, right? I go to a bank. And I think there are different systems for different banks, so this might not be the same. Yeah. But I go to a bank, they say, okay, how much do you need? I say this, okay. Where do you work? I work here.
Yeah.
Then that's where even the hard process, they tell you, okay, we need to profile the company that you work for. You have my Ghana card. You know where I work.
Yeah.
You know where I live.
Yeah.
Now I have to, you have to, they have to profile and find out whether the company that you work for exists, whether the company pays you, whether the company can afford.
That's why sometimes they have the company to write and stuff.
Exactly. Then there's the matter of collateral.
So there are there are two things. They need to identify. They need to know who you are.
With the point you are making,
they need to identify that this is Godfred, and they need to determine your ability to pay.
Exactly.
Now identify you are Godfred is much easier because the state has now given us the Ghana card. Versus all these things.
Plus the address.
Now ability to pay is why they either do who. So for example, if I have evidence that I ship in cars and I sell the cars. Sometimes, because of my cash flow in that business, they will lend to me.
Yes.
So, or sometimes they will lend to me based on collateral. I come and give them one car and they'll keep the car until I pay back. So there's collateral lending and there's cash flow lending. My point is that the financial institutions are the ones to think. 15 years ago, somebody gave us Momo. Somebody has added Ghana card. Somebody has added your TIN. And now he has now connected your TIN to your Ghana card. Somebody is adding your digital address. So what you are not supposed to do is, okay. But the problem is that the cost of money is so high because the government itself is borrowing all the money from the people.
At 30%.
You get it? If money were much cheaper, which is why we have to de-risk. You see, yesterday I was at a program, we were talking about de-risking. Money coming from abroad to Ghana, they still apply high rates of interest. If interest rates were low, because the thing is a chicken and egg situation, one of the reasons why people don't want to pay is the interest rates are too high. Because the currency of business is trust. If you can, why will I lend you money? Because you can't run away. I know you. I won't give money to a random person who just comes to me. So the bank does what they call no KYC. The state has made it easy for you to have a KYC. They've given you mobile money number. They've given you Ghana card. They've given you digital address. Work with it. Do you understand me? So I think sometimes the financial institutions are being lazy. People generally are also not trustworthy, right? But one of the reasons why they also default is that the rates are too high. So we have to talk about how do we reduce lending rates so that more people can be financially included. Because if Nathan has a great idea, he wants to record an album, right? And he wants money to do it because he's a credible guy. Who's going to give him money at a rate that will help him patiently to do this? Okay, then there's a whole discussion around having title for our assets, which is another discussion because this same Nathan I'm discussing, maybe his mother has a land in Kwashiman, but maybe 2 or 3 families are fighting over the land. If there's a proper registry, yesterday we were discussing land minister, where that land is valued at 2 million, and we know that land belongs to Nathan's grandmother, right? And Nathan works at Citi FM, and Nathan also does MCing for people. Okay, if we create a system which links all of that, if Nathan's name pops up at ABSA, his Ghana card shows, his every property linked to him shows. So if he goes for 100 1,000 cities to start a business. They know that land is for him. Yeah. Okay, but the bank is going to spend more money just ascertain the papers of the land it brings, or it brings an old car and says, this is my collateral. Do you understand the problem? So our economic underdevelopment is linked to our efficiency in running systems. This is Hernando de Soto stuff. And this is something he wrote in 1992. And we are, James, he wrote this in 92. It's not like 2022. He wrote Hernando de Soto. He's a Peruvian guy. Yeah. He says the reason capitalism works everywhere in the West, in Japan, but not in the rest of the world, is because they've invested in systems that are able to identify you and are able to identify property. People have kiosks and houses and things. Only they and their family know. You get it? So things like Lands Commission, when they are inefficient, it's not a laughing matter. When Lands Commission tells you there are 2 or 3 owners of a land, it's sacrilegious. Mm-hmm. What is Rwanda doing? They are trying to use digital technology to give land title. We've done lap 1, lap 2, lap 3. The whole thing is still a mess because people profit from that chaos. And that chaos is not just the inconvenience, it's also economic development. Because the biggest question for us is capital. He talks about access to credit, financial inclusion. People have business ideas.
They don't have the money.
Imagine if he had money, with the knowledge of level he has about football. If you give him your kids and he says he's going to develop these kids to play for Real Madrid in 10 years, he may need 10 million to do that. Yeah. Get a stadium or get a park, get proper coaches. Do you understand? Who's going to give him that money to do it? So we remain poor as a country because we've not invested in raising capital. Most people with ideas don't have access to capital because our financial systems are not able to reach or send money to people who need it. So this discussion is not about quick loan alone. It's about financial inclusion, access to capital, and de-risking money to African countries. And we sit down, we wait for donors to come and help us to do projects that we ourselves, these projects will free us capital. We are waiting for the World Bank to come and tell us how to do it. So you see, we need thinking. This is the issue with us. 15 years of Mumu, we still have only 4 million people paying tax directly. It's a disgrace. And you have 60 million Mumu accounts. Imagine a serious president in a country where they really want to make money. Everybody in Ghana's Mumu float is more than his salary. Yet, everybody is hiding their money in their house. And the government doesn't have money to do anything. And they are sitting there. No, that's true. You see, if we are serious, Caleb, you see, the government is inefficient. Yeah. If we are serious about development, you will find money to do it.
That's true.
It's because people profit from the chaos, and once they and their family are okay, they don't care about what happens to the rest of us. We talked about street lights yesterday. Imagine there was a system where people could use Momo to pay for street lights and check, and there was accountability. That's the problem. Everybody doesn't want to pay because the government and the system itself is inefficient. And the government is not interested in investing in efficiency because it's too much difficult, and people are just looking for money for themselves. You get my point? So this poverty is going to be repeated until people wake up and start thinking. It's a very troubling situation.
Let me give you a couple of messages to wrap this up. So a few tips for those of you out there. People need, this one says, bro, people need to remember that 1, loan companies are not your friend. 2, they will always expect you to pay back more than you borrowed. 3, if you are desperate for money and have no source of income, you will surely struggle to repay a loan. You only dig a deeper hole for yourself. 4, the harassment for repayment alone will compound your stress and could cause you serious health problems. It might even turn you into a serial debtor. Sometimes it's better to be temporarily broke than perpetually indebted. 5, it's unfortunate that people are going through hell with some of these unlicensed loan companies. Financial literacy is important. Stay away from loans if you know you don't have a regular, consistent income that will enable you to pay back a loan in realistic installments. This also says, listen to the last voice note again. He claimed that because BOG published that the company was not licensed, he didn't pay. Whether registered or not, you have taken money from someone. And if not, even with interest, you must pay back the principal. This is like two fraudsters trying to outdo each other. I like this one. Nidako from Aurora in Colorado says, such loan apps are very prevalent in India. Over there, the cyberbullying is something else in their quest to collect. Michael from Choco. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Bernard and team. A friend took a loan from this online app, and when he defaulted, they sent his picture, a picture of his Ghana card, and wrote with red ink on it, wanted, loan defaulter, and sent it to all his contacts. It was that bad. As if this is not enough, they sent countless threatening text messages and voice calls to him. Jennifer this morning says, good morning, guys. Please talk about MTN allowing a strange number to send you a link for online employment. if you're curious and follow up, you're asked to provide details about yourself and later asked to register a cryptocurrency account where you'll be paid daily after you are given a task to perform. My concern is crypto accounts, they ask you to register without knowing. My concern is, okay, so basically her concern is that people don't know enough about crypto to make these decisions.
Let's do a final interview on this subject.
Okay, who's up
from
next?
The Cyber Security Authority, in the person of Isaac Socrates Mensah, an official from CSA, part of their National Computer Response Emergency Team. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning to you and all the listeners. Thank you for having me.
Has the CSA taken note of the growing list of unlicensed loan applications and the unorthodox methods they use in trying to collect their money, including cyberbullying? Has the CSA taken note of this? If you have, what are you doing about it?
Yes, we have taken note of it. I mean, since last year, I think January last year, we actually issued a public alert warning or informing people about this ongoing trend. We actually repeated that alert again this year, just about a month ago in June, because we realized that it was still an issue that was still trending in the space. Again, we've been working with law enforcement agencies like Yoko and then the Bank of Ghana as well in actually trying to nip this in the bud. We actually had some engagements. We were able to identify some of these persons where about 400 people were arrested. Investigations are still ongoing. What we have also done is we've started engaging with Google, because these apps are prevalent on the Google Play Store. So we've engaged Google indicating how these apps are operating. The first one we did, we were able to identify the apps and then we asked Google to take them down. However, there was a resurgence where the threat actors actually recreated the apps with different names and then re-put them back on the Play Store. So we are having engagements with Google as well to identify ways in which, if maybe Bank of Ghana maybe needs to be routed before they actually publish on their website. Those are things that we are exploring so that people do not easily gain or just put these apps there to embarrass people, actually. Yes.
Does the fact that the interweb is global make the work of cyber regulation that much difficult? The fact that a lot of these apps are either running from Nigeria or China or wherever, should we begin to have national firewalls? I don't know whether that's the expression, a way in which if something is coming from outside the jurisdiction and hasn't gone through a certain pipeline, there will be some restrictions on it. Is that the way to go? Because a lot of these apps, we are told, are not being run in Ghana, and therefore they are not even regulated by the BOG, for that matter.
Yes, so that really is something that we can look at. I think we need to have a national discourse on this and then come out with a policy in this. Because I know in other jurisdictions, even the Play Store, there are certain apps that you can have access to and some that you cannot have access to based on the kind of policy they have in place. So that is something that we can actually look at so that we are able to govern our space in that effect. But of course, it's still an open space. Of course, the ecosystem is very open and that also has its own threats. We will not be able to get everything right. But one of the approaches that we have used especially is to try and then sensitize people on some of the dangers of some of these things. Because when you watch the trend, it's basically social engineering that is being used to get these persons.
Some people also say, even beyond giving loans or even before giving loans, some of them would ask you to put some information in the system, and by the time you're done, you don't even get access to the credit. So basically, they are being set up to harvest people's personal data. Right? What is the punishment for these companies when you find them? Do you just close them down and they come up in a different way? Do you go to find out the identities of the people behind to put out adverts about them? Because it seems as if you can close one today and tomorrow you come up with a different name. So it's really like a difficult job in clamping down on them.
Yeah. Yeah. So one like I mentioned, the first and foremost thing we try to do is to sensitize people so that they don't even patronize such before we even go into investigations, because they take time. Investigations actually take time. These people are people who have actually, from the word go, they have actually set out the plan that this is what we want to do. So in setting up some of these apps or in registering them, they use fake data. So we need to sieve through and get to the bottom of it before. So that takes time. So the approach has always been inform people, get them to know about it so they don't even patronize, whilst we continue with investigations to identify where they are or who they even are to do the arrest.
So basically, for now, the message to the public is avoid all unlicensed loan apps. And if you want to see where they are, by the way, does the CSA have the record of licensed apps? I went to the BOG website, and the only one I saw was Fido. Do they collaborate with you in sharing the information with you that you can also share? Because you also seem to be more customer-facing than the BOG. So you can then tell the public that here is the list of licensed whatever. Is that something we should be exploring?
I think we can look at that. What we actually did was that the reports, based on the reports that we have received, we actually published a list of the ones that have been reported to us that are fake or engaged in such kind of crimes. So that is what we actually did. So we published those ones. But I think we can actually engage BOG to give us a list of apps that have been approved or have gone through their system for publishing so that we can advise people to engage. However, one of the things that we actually also do is that, these apps are very intrusive, especially the ones that are being used for these kind of criminal activities, in that they actually request for access to your gallery, contacts, basically every access they request for it, in which legitimate apps are unlikely to do. You understand? So those are some of the things that we advise customers. Once you are installing an application, those are some of the things that you need to look at. Permissions that you are giving the app. You need to ask yourself questions. This app that I'm installing, does it really need access to this for it to function? If it doesn't, it is one of the red lights that you are supposed to see through it. Yeah. Thank
you for talking to us, Isaac Socrates Mensah, official of the CSA National Computer Emergency Response Team. This is the Cybersecurity Authority. Okay.
Kuku Darlington. Hey. Yo, Tom. Yeah, Brante. Rockstar. Okay, this, yeah. What do you want?
Wonderful song.
Let me get you a couple of messages to wrap this up. Good morning, Bernard and team. Why are we complaining about the methods used to take back the money? If they don't use these methods, you and I know people won't pay. People make fun of borrowed money from MTN Quick Loan and not paying. UT Bank detailed how banks sold debts to them and they used unorthodox methods to recover them. How many of our friends have borrowed money and pretended to have forgotten? If we change our attitude towards loan payments, these unorthodox methods won't be used.
Speaking of which, if you've borrowed money from me and you've not paid and you're pretending you have forgotten,
you use unorthodox methods. You mention them on radio.
I'm telling you, they know themselves, so don't even mess around.
Good morning, Bernard. This is Pakofi from Lakeside. I wanted to highlight the partnership between banks and telcos. The banks provide funding for the telcos to offer small loans, typically less than 2,000 Ghana cedis to individuals. However, some borrowers default on these loans and discard their SIM cards to avoid repayment. As a result, banks are now focusing on supporting SMEs directly, which in turn allows the telcos to also target this section of the public. So one of these online loan companies sent me a picture of my friend and called me again to request I pay back the money because he used my number as a reference.
Look at that. Look at that.
Good morning, Citi FM.
Morning.
Okay, let's go on. Good morning, Bernard and the team. The reason why people go for these types of loans is because in Ghana, we do not have access to credit facilities for ordinary Ghanaians. As an ordinary Ghanaian, you must buy everything with physical cash.
That is the
physical.
Problem. That is the problem.
Okay, I think our authorities should look at the channel of distribution as well. Does the BOG have the mandate to instruct Google or Apple to take some of these apps down? There are also regional restrictions for these apps, where you can't access certain apps if you're in a particular country or region.
You should probably explore that.
But most of these apps are not distributed over the Google or Apple Play Store. They are shared via WhatsApp, etc.
That's true.
That's
why sometimes when you want to install an app via WhatsApp, your phone will ask you whether you want to go ahead to do it because it's not from an official.
Somebody listening from Dodua says, Bernard, is Coco loan on the list?
The list of companies in the BOG is only Fido I see, so I don't know Coco.
Just check. I think the band list. The band list. The Coco list. If you are not, apart from that means Coco
BOG has not licensed you. You are not genuine.
Okay, good morning, guys. I think MTN loan is too open. That's why people take loans and use different lines to take other loans. But Telecash will prompt you that you are owing on another account. So settle that before they grant you a new one. Good morning. This is Silo from Laboni. Bernard, the reality is that things are tough. And accessing soft loans can be challenging. That's why all these apps are taking advantages. Well, this one is leveling an allegation. Says that the Controller and Accountant General's Department, it's a government outfit, that releases personal details to all manner of money lending institutions. I spent a significant amount of time complaining and fighting them on the menace. Eventually, I gave up after several in-person complaints with very senior staff.
Yeah. I've heard this before, but how will companies get your details if the people who pay you don't send it?
Release those things.
Yeah.
So are they selling the data?
I don't know whether they sell it or give it to their friends.
Oh, okay.
Which is what the Data Protection Authority should be thinking about. Why my data should be shared to a third party without my consent? It's illegal.
All right.
Data Protection Authority needs to look into this.
Okay. So this one says he's been blacklisted for about 2 years now because apparently. Okay, I can't really verify this one. So the government has collapsed all credible savings and loans companies which are helping the ordinary Ghanaians. Now it's only bills which belongs to their people that is operating. I don't know about that as well. That's an allegation. Okay.
All right.
Anything better than money, baby. I brand here, you may be a family. Hey,
all right, we'll bring you a few announcements and then we have a chat with friends from Alisa Hotel. Eden Heights is a well-planned and secured gated community with access to a variety of facilities including sports complex, Olympic-sized swimming pool, football court, basketball, athletics and gym. We have available 2, 3 and 4 bedroom apartments and penthouses with the highest grade of finishing for rental and sale. We are behind the West Hills Mall, Accra, Wager. Call 0501 531 444 or go to edenheights.com.gh for more information. Are you always on the move but can't afford to miss the Premier League? Then know that the Premier League is about to come alive on your mobile phone. Step into the Premier League with Showmax. Catch all 380 games on your phone. No matter where you are, your favorite teams are just a tap away. For only $5 55 cedis. Sign up to the Premier League mobile plan on showmax.com. Create your account, download the Showmax app on your phone today, and you're good to go. Showmax is your stadium on the move.
Now, Solartech is your tried and trusted brand, and it's always giving you excellent service. They want you to protect your valuable equipment against any problem that could arise from low voltage, high voltage, power surges, spikes, and all of that. So go to their office. They are at Abelinkpe on the number 10 Yiwa Street, or call them on 0246 836 235 and see all that they have for you and your appliances. Solartech is the power to protect. Now, which new exclusive estate is being built around a central green park with all the family amenities you deserve, including a private movie theater, paddle tennis court, and more than you can imagine? The answer is Akaya by Trasaco. Akaya by Trasaco has just broken ground on phase 1 of this master planned estate. Visit akayabytrasaco.com for more info. Now, if you are in the international trade space and you want some support or help, the Bank of Africa is here to provide all the needed support to make your cross-border transactions seamless. They are in over 30 countries across 5 continents, and you need to speak to them on 0302 429 333 or visit any of their branches nationwide so you can do business with them. Bank of Africa, the African group with a global reach.
We'll be right back with a conversation on the new conference facility operated by Ghana's Alisa. Alisa of Ghana. I tell you,
see the place.
They do things.
I see the place.
They not be small. Car park, huge hall. You can even play football in the hall. You can kick the boy to go. It will be too much.
Charlie, they have some lawn being there. I was there.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'll show you something there later.
Oh my God.
Only you and I.
You have an event.
I'll show you something there later.
So we're speaking to Esperanza. Or is it Esperanza? This is your name. Esperanza. It sounds like the name Espinoza. Those days when we were learning for BEC.
Espinoza y Prieto. Yes, the man the plebiscite of 56, right?
Espinoza. So where do you can get this your Esperanza from? We'll come back and deal with this matter. Stay with us. The Group Sales and Marketing Manager for Alisa Hotels, Esperanza J. And she's here to talk about the latest creation of a conference facility at Alisa. Welcome, Esperanza.
Thank you, Bernard.
I was calling Alisa Ghana's Alisa because the hotel has done... How long have you guys been in the business?
25 years.
Wow. So that's...
From 1999.
You've done so well. The place looks really nice.
Thank you.
What has been the secret to your consistency?
So really, Alisa Hotels is more... We've evolved over the years to be Ghana's indigenous hospitality brand.
Yeah.
And it's been the staff who are amazing, very committed, always finding innovative ways to sustain the interest of the clients who walk in. And it's been the loyalty of our clients too, because of our consistency, what we have in terms of offering services, facilities, and we are always improving on what we have. Yes, so
I see an organic growth of the company. I see
Definitely.
a new place behind. I think you call it the conference facility.
Yes, the Alisa Pavilion.
The Alisa Pavilion.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So Alisa Pavilion is a milestone for us, 25 years in operation, and we always listen to the needs of our clientele. And we've noticed that over the years, we've been hosting conferences of over 300 persons, and we felt the need to grow.
Yeah.
Because of the demand.
Yeah.
So then Mr. Kwame Fosu-Bamfo came up with the idea. We all mooted the idea together with management that there was the need to create something that would respond to the needs of our clients. And so we came up with the Alisa Pavilion.
So prior to the pavilion, your largest conference room was Ridge Arena.
The Ridge Arena.
Okay. Which is still nice and beautiful.
Yes.
But this pavilion is still in the same building, right? Or is
Yes, it's still on the same
compound,
premises.
just behind the tennis court.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the capacity? What are the features?
Okay, so the Alisa Pavilion consists of the conference center, which is a 1,000-seater conference facility.
1,000 seater.
1,000 persons.
Serious?
Yeah, serious.
Means a political party can hold their event there.
Political party.
So it's not even just
Manifesto.
We haven't launched manifesto there.
Wow.
1,000.
Yes, it's a 1,000-seater.
Wow.
Yes, you can host your cocktails, your social events in banquet style, and it's partitionable. So if you want to hold two concurrent meetings for the same client, yes, it's possible to do so. Yes.
1,000 facility, depending on the sitting size, I guess.
Yes, it depends on the theater.
So what kinds of events can be hosted at the pavilion?
So name it, whatever you need. If it's for a high-profile conference with that many people, yes, we can host it. In banquets, we can do it. If it's a funeral reception, a wedding reception, any other reception that you can think of, social events.
So what do you offer as part of your package for us?
So at the moment, the conference facility sits that many people. So depending on what you want to do, we can have tailor-made packages for you. Otherwise, we have standard conference packages that we can offer to you.
Okay.
Yes.
So will this include catering?
Yes.
And
so if you are taking a full-day conference package, it's 2 coffee breaks with a lunch. If you want dinner, we can also include that as well. If after the conference you want to host a cocktail, the venue is very open to you.
What about audiovisual equipment, sound?
It's state-of-the-art.
Everything.
It's state-of-the-art. It's fitted, fully fitted. So this is an upgrade of what we have in the Ridge Arena.
What are the accessibility features? You know, we are in 2024 now, so you don't want long steps and things.
No, all of that has been catered for. Yes, disability friendly, physically challenged, visually impaired. So there's always.
But outside of this dome, which is the structure, what other facilities do you have within the pavilion?
Okay, so like I say, you drive in, we have a dedicated entrance.
Okay.
You can come through the original entrance that you already know. And then we also have an entrance from the back.
So traffic flow is easy to manage?
Very easy on the Tafua Balewa Street. So you drive in and there's a beautiful car park that sits that many cars. And then there's the lush green lawns. So if, for instance, you are hosting your wedding and you want to do the ceremony there, we can host both the ceremony and the main reception in the dome.
That's quite
But
interesting.
at least their food is nice.
I'm not gonna lie you.
Oh, yeah, oh.
Especially when they do and add local to it.
Ah, Jesus.
They do a pim and they put a boom next
Yeah,
to it.
oh.
And then you're eating Chinese next to it. Then you have introa
Oh.
next to it.
Jesus.
And then fufu.
Oh.
I say, Alisa,
It's
and they
the
put
light soup for
apotoyowa.
me.
Hey,
Oh.
these people.
Alisa
They don't-
Hotel.
and they'll put the silver thing.
Of course so.
Oh my God.
Koi.
Sometimes garden next to you. Then kontom baby. Nobody pay a biaki come.
My goodness. Na katia kakra
Oh
guso.
Lord, that's it. Okay, then they help. Now Kobe nam chense.
Mr. Mikrashre Rade.
Alisa Hotel.
So outside of that, we have the Oasis Lounge.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Oasis Lounge.
Yeah, man.
So there's the Oasis Lounge,
Mhm.
yes.
Wow.
So we are inviting our guests to saunter in after work hours to
Mhm.
enjoy the space. The location is beautiful.
Mm.
So if you want indoor al fresco dining, we
Mhm.
have all of that for you.
Mhm.
And on top of this Oasis Lounge, we have 2 executive boardrooms
Mhm.
to go with it. So if you're having your business meeting in the boardroom and you would want for lunch,
Mhm.
you just walk downstairs.
Mm.
And the lunch is served a la carte.
Wonderful.
And it's still part of the conference package. You don't have to pay anything extra.
Wonderful. So, how do people book? Is there any number to call? Are there any special offers now that it's a new place? Christmas is also coming.
Yes, sir.
So our Christmas packages are also ready. So we would share that on our social media handles. So
Mhm.
please, people should look out for Alisa Hotels,
Mm.
both for Northridge and in Tema. So for if you're looking to make an inquiry on
A political party event, or whether it's an international gathering
Yes.
of maybe ECOWAS leaders.
Yes.
Alisa has, and by the way, security. How good is security?
Very good. So our we've beefed up security both at the back end and at the front end, and we also have the local police on hand to assist.
Wow. And it's a very safe location.
Very safe location,
Mhm.
and it's central, very central to all business activities.
5 minutes from everywhere.
2 minutes.
From everywhere. You have something in Tema you've not spoken about, but I'll do a concern about it.
Bernard, I've been to the Tema place.
Charlie, or you want to come and talk about it later?
No, we can just we are invited.
No, let's do it again.
The Tema place there
It's
is a
good.
different whole thing.
Of course so.
How long has that thing been in the works?
Oh,
Because
so-
I go to Tema regularly, and someday I just went and said, so the Medas Road, Community 6, between Community 6 and I think 12.
12.
Or Community 11, 10, whatever.
12.
Really, really beautiful place.
Yes, so it's 50 rooms.
Mhm.
It also has a ballroom with
Mm.
boardrooms. We have lush lawns for
Mm.
like social events.
Mm.
We have 2 restaurants. So we have the Sky Bar,
Mhm.
and then we have the Atlantic Restaurant. We have the Oasis Pool Bar,
Wow.
and then the Patron Lounge.
So all the things we have here, we have there too.
Yeah.
We do, and more. Yes.
Please mention the swimming pool area. No,
We do.
It's beautiful.
But
You
you
like
can
it?
you even swim?
I can't swim, but I love the view.
You are not correct. You can't swim. You're talking about swim. Caleb, you are not serious.
So I want to do something there.
You're always doing what I'm
It
saying.
was nice. It was good.
So if somebody wants to book for Tema, it's the same line, right?
Yes, please. Feel
Can you
free
do
to
online
call.
bookings?
Yes, we
So
do.
you can go online. What's
Yes,
your website?
Online. So it's www.alisahotels.com. And then you can navigate the group page for
Mhm.
both Northridge and Tema.
Mm.
And then the individual pages for Alisa Hotel Northridge
No, you
and
do all.
Alisa Hotel Tema.
Alisa, you do all.
Thank you. So
You
we are
came with some
inviting-
mind, just sitting here, just watching me, Charlie. He say you no go talk, Charlie. He say you no go talk. He say Esperanza.
Yeah, more.
They say Esperanza means hope.
Yeah, I was telling her the ever version of
No, she
Esperanza.
says she doesn't want it.
I'm giving her mock effective today. What is Esperanza? Mock. That is the deal.
Do you know our head video editor at Citi, Richard?
Mr. Metoe.
Do you know his name is Mopopo?
Are you serious?
I grew up with him, so those days when his brother gets angry with him, he start calling him
Mopopo.
His brother used to say, look at you, your name is Mopopo, you are here worrying me. So I don't mind Scarlett, you are Esperanza.
Yeah, man.
It's a Spanish name.
Yeah,
Were you born in Spain?
trouble.
Were you born in Spain?
So much trouble. No, right here in Ghana.
It's a very wild name. Is that where he's from?
I don't know.
Scarlett, we have to behave. So thank you, guys. Look, Alisa is powerful.
Wonderful,
Just deal with them.
wonderful.
They will sort you out. They are very
Amazing.
nice people.
Yeah.
You know, if they can't do it, they will tell you. Don't lie to you. So just go. They will help you. All right, Esperanza, I will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join us on this exciting journey as a new chapter begins. On Sunday, 18th August 2024, under the distinguished patronage of the chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the flag bearer and presidential candidate, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and his running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the NPP unveils the bold solutions to today's challenges. Tune in to your favorite TV channel and radio station and join us as we show the path to a brighter tomorrow. All roads lead to Secondary Takoradi on Sunday, August 18th at 1 p.m.
Anymore, pop quiz. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Can you give me 3 words that start with omni?
Oh, that's easy. Omnibus, omnipotent, omnibus. The bank with a really nice signboard.
Hey, Radzi, you mean Omnibisic. OMNIBSIC. Omnibisic. Let me hear you say it.
Omnibisic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omnibisic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omnibisic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omnibisic.
Omnibisic Bank.
At your service.
Are you hoping to start university this October? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our 2024 intakes. Apply now for our foundation and undergraduate programs. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
1xBet. 1xBet presents an exciting world of entertainment in the 1x Games. You find Crash, Dice, Apple of Fortune, Money Wheel, and other exciting games with many chances to win big wins. Go to the website 1xbet.com.gh or app, enter promo code GHGames and receive welcome bonus up to 2,650 cedis. Fun to play, have a chance, fast to win. It's your best chance to grab your luck with 1xBet. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleash.
Announcement before we go.
Yes, please. Exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market from the producers of Cowbell. We call it Twitsco. It's a chocolate food drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder enriched with NFL. Twitsco is available in 20g and can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 180 pesos to enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet. Empty contents into a mug mixed with 180 ml of previously boiled water. Add milk, stir, and enjoy. That's how you start your day with a cup of great tasting Twitsco. Power your dream. This advert is FDA approved.
Now, your living room deserves class, warmth, and memory for your family and friends who visit. That's why Ash Foam has given you a masterclass range of sofas and couches to fit every corner and space in your living room. Get to their showrooms in all the big malls and find out the great things they have for you. Call them on 0243 200 729. Be an Ashfoamer now. Ashfoam, feel it, know it.
Right, and you should join the maiden ACIG Ghana Financial Markets Conference. It's themed Navigating the Future, Innovation, Ethical Excellence and Inclusion in Ghana's Financial Markets. It's an event that's gathering over 500 participants, and it's a great opportunity for networking and learning. It's happening on Thursday, August 22, 2024. Grand Arena Accra International Conference Center is the venue. 9 a.m. prompt is when it's starting. Conference is covering crucial topics such as ethics in financial markets, investment opportunities, among others. Keynote address will be delivered by the Bank of Ghana's governor with key insights from other top regulators. For further information, please call 0243 054891 or 0244 583 725. Visit our website www.financialmarketsconference.aci-ghana.com. Visit our social media handles ACI Ghana. Our sponsors are GCB Bank, Regulus Investments, Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited, Luros Africa, FinCap Securities Limited, Savvy Securities Limited, Conti Cap, Obsidian, Acna, and Symphony. Don't miss out. Register now.
That's Thursday, the 15th of August. It's been a lovely. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Godfrey. Our Idrisu City News at 10. Good morning.
Good morning. Coming up, Member of Parliament for Norton Samuel Okujetu Ablaka demand publication of a comprehensive list of all